We're streaming
You're
already. He
not
just doesn't have
fucking
you.
streaming
We-
yet.
All right, we're ready.
No, he's been streaming for a while now.
Well, we have. I just say your bit. We're streaming. We're live. Hi guys.
Hello and welcome. As you may be seeing, we are missing somebody who will be showing up a little later. However, last time, with our characters given its third and final task
Jesus
of
Christ.
going to the city of Rothold to investigate and find this mysterious missing sage by order of the Bright Queen. We have no info on this sage, this person. We have to find out where they're at, who they are, and how they involve Ravenball. As we finally made our way into the northern entrance of Rothold, the best way to find out any information, according to our bard, is go to the bar. So that's what we decided to do. The only nearest bar is more towards in southern Rothold, towards the docks, I would say. However, after our first drinks or so, we realized as we entered the bar and have our few drinks, that the bar is pretty heavily revelry. A couple of individuals sitting at the bar who don't necessarily want to be seen or spoken to and such, kind of a normal bar atmosphere. However, as we're sitting there enjoying our drinks, getting our breakfast, we noticed two more individuals walk into the bar and walk directly towards the two hooded figures sitting at the end of the bar. One of the individuals walking in goes and tries and grab the smaller individual at the bar as he is met with a fist that throws the motherfucker. At this point, Saren realizes who this individual is. It is the one, the only, the Mordecai and his protector, Ingrid. After some time of us seven catching up, we decided to split up and investigate the city as we were all looking for someone of significance. Theron, Torn, Reinhardt investigate the city outside, getting a lay of the land, going in a nice counterclockwise circle after they find a mage-like tower after getting information from the lightning strike that hit one of the houses on northern Rothold. Finding out it was a mage that tried to fix this altercations with the city of all this dangerous aspect of the winds, the lightning storms, the rocks, so on, the waves and such. Fortunately, there was no information given. During that time, Ingrid and Anvir catch up, and Mordecai and Savari make their way to the docks to find information regarding the revelry. In doing so, Savari flirts her way into the much-needed information that if we were to find an elderly sage, the best place to find him would probably be the revelry. Ingrid and Anvir catch up on what they have missed, and they talk more about the Volstruckers and the people of interest, particularly another Kenku, possibly that was able to escape, who is with Mordecai in that sense. At this point, everyone decides to meet back at the bar that we all met at to exchange further information as the day comes to an end.
As you guys gather, give me a moment to get AFK because I need to get something to drink. Someone, I don't know, plug like Swift Lifestyles.
Swift Lifestyles. Don't get your energy fix for the day from Swift Lifestyles. You can go to their website and try the apple flavored Swift Lifestyle. It gives you a nice burst of energy when you're feeling at that 2 o'clock hour. Use a promo code XEvilX to get your special discount from yours truly, Evil Viking.
He's gonna get his first aid of some Swift Lifestyles and make himself feel better.
Yep, Swift Lifestyles.
Check out the description today.
I gotta do it over here because Twitch has new rules.
Do they?
Fucking bottle.
Whoa.
Glass
Yeah.
bottle.
Twitch has new rules?
It's apple cider. Someone got banned for drinking on stream.
What?
Oh no!
That's like
So this is apple cider by all intents and purposes.
oh,
Viking, is your stream considered 18 plus?
Yeah.
It was
think-
Minx, so...
I think it has to be 21 plus with the alcohol consumption.
They don't know that.
Apple cider.
they don't
This
know.
is what they do on Critical Role too, man.
Hey, what do you think of the water?
They have
This
just a bunch
is
of
water?
fucking mugs.
Yeah, what do you think of the water? Fuck no.
Hell no.
You got a metal straw.
I mean,
This is fucking empty.
I'm not feeding you.
Meeting back at the tavern at the center of East Rothold, which really represents this northernmost band of the organized portion of the city. Entering back into the tavern, still just as busy as it was in the morning, so it takes a bit of time before a seat presents itself. This time on the further back corner, a group of revelry leave, and you manage to swoop in and take it after a few minutes. Eventually, everyone, the full party, Snyder included, make their way to the bar and settle down.
Well, what Mordecai and I were able to find out was that if we have any, if we're, our best bet for finding any sage like person is probably going to be the revelry. So more than likely we're going to have to deal with them. Apparently they have a habit of taking care of those that can't take care of themselves.
Interesting.
Sorry, I'm just letting my friggin' liquid band-aids dry.
I hate sorry to say this, but yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you. Probably the best bet, seeming like they occupy the entire bar. But we never really found anything. We found a mage tower with no luck. Pretty empty. Seemed like the local guards kind of. There was stuff in it, just gone now. So. Anavir, do you guys find anything? Did you and
Yeah, me and Ingrid, we were discussing how, I was kind of more asking on her experience here, considering that she's been here longer. And it sounds like the bars are not panning out.
I was specifically saying that we can't just wait when it comes to opportunity here in Rothold. We have waited and have only been just one step behind. I think that to make progress in finding someone, we have to take the leap. We have to try and actually meet people that might know something in this city instead of hoping to come across it. That's what I've been doing the past while here. Was not going anywhere.
Okay, how about we identify who controls the revelry and Myriad as well, and see what we can do with them. See if we can barter, or at least barter for some information. Then
Maybe find someone in the revelry that a little bit more, say, sympathetic to helping.
good luck with that.
Damn. Let's just reiterate what we're trying to find. We're trying to find sorry. Cat got my scar. We're trying to find sorry. Cat
Trying to
nails are
find
in
the
my scar
sage.
and it's tripping.
Trying to
We're
find the
trying to
sage.
find the sage, and we're trying to find the Kenku.
This
Correct.
bird, yes.
So, I feel the real question here is, what's gonna be the best method to find them, and what are all the methods, and what do we feel is gonna be faster? Because for right now, for our sage, we need to talk to the revelry. Sorry, that's what we found out. For the Kenku, have we any leads on anywhere we should look? I mean, from what I heard with Reinhardt and Snyder, the revelry deals with the older, but the myriad deals with the younger. So, I feel like that's what we need to think about. Do we need to go to the myriad to try and look for the Kenku? Do we need to fucking stop this music, gentlemen? Actually fucking focus?
Who's this bard in this bar, dude? I need to know.
bringing music
I want to
online
shake
on
his
the-
hand.
It's just a jukebox of like
Right.
music.
Yeah,
God,
but
it's a damn.
because as of right now, what leads do we have for the Kenku? Because we were just discussing earlier that for the sage, we don't really have anything. We're just
No.
looking for a fucking sage. That doesn't inform us on anything.
No.
But do we have any leads on the Kenku? That maybe that would be a better use of our time to look into them first.
And that's what I was discussing with Ingrid earlier. Damn.
I mean,
On the mark.
We leads have come back. We know that the assembly and likely the Volstruckers search for them.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if the assembly is a good force or a bad force?
To be fair, I understand why the Volstruckers would hunt their own agent that is affected. I do not know why the assembly is searching. They may be on opposite sides after the murder in Red Market.
Murder in Red Market?
That I had mentioned.
Oh,
that-
yes. I remember
Yes.
that. I'm sorry. I was a little confused already. So, here's the question. Do you know... I mean, Ingrid, have you, either you or Mordecai, spoken with any of the assembly members? Any
we
of the
have
assembly... Okay. It might be worth our time, then, to find the assembly people and speak with them about what they are doing here. And say, and ask them in the best way we can, what are you trying to accomplish? Because it might be that they're trying to find this Kenku to put the grind to Trent and his Volstruckers. And maybe they're not happy with what they've been doing. That they're trying to find more information about, being like, hey, this motherfucker's been doing things behind the king's back and they're not happy with it. That could be it. Or they're just trying to find it for their own gain. And then by that, we need to beat them as well. It might be worth it to find if they are an adversary or a friend in our endeavor here.
yeah.
Because we know we're going to have confrontation with the Volstruckers. We know we are. Let's be real, they're probably tracking us right now. Listening in. But we need to know if the assembly is also going to be a problem. Because we can go from one group of people to two groups of people trying to kill us very quickly if they are.
Yeah.
So I feel like the points of order are, some of us need to go talk to the Revelry about the Sage, see if there's any information. Say we're friendly individuals, we're not looking to cause them any difficulties, we're just trying to help. Then we need to find out if the assembly is an enemy or a friend. And then we need to figure out what our next course of action is for finding the Kenku. Because as of right now, I don't feel like we have any set plan on what to check next. There are no steps that we're like, yes, we've done A, now we need to go to B.
And by getting in connection with the powerful of Rothold, it might be easier to get these answers.
Do you, Ingrid, have any insight on how we can get, how we could work with the powerful of Rothold?
Roll for her quickly.
We have to decide who has the best chance of interacting peacefully with the revelry.
I'm sorry. The Revelry, they are mostly on the sea. They handle the tithe of vessels that come in, the docks, and I am not too familiar with that. I know who in the Myriad is reining them in. I don't know who is the Revelry that reins them in. Perhaps we can ask on the docks?
Definitely. We can definitely do that. But I just want to make sure that we're
down there.
spending our time.
Kind of
What did you find out, Savard?
basically that we need to talk to the revelry.
If
And
we
the
are searching
captains
for
on the dock will pretty much do anything for gold.
That's good to know.
And it helps if you know a few magic tricks as well.
Understood.
I don't want to know.
Oh no, I just do like I just did the
I,
coin
I,
trick.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Don't want to know.
Just did
Don't-
just do the coin trick.
Don't want to know.
No. So we need to then discuss with the revelry who we need to speak with to find out information regarding the
Shite.
sage. We need to find out how we can get connections with the leaders of Rothold. We need to find out about the assembly. Anything else we need? Anyone else feels we need to take a moment to look at?
No.
So to
No, it was a fine answer to everyone. I just want to make sure we know what we're doing.
we must speak with the head of the Myriad and Revelry and try to find someone in the assembly to speak with as well.
Okay, so talk with the heads of the Myriad. Talk with someone at the Myriad. Talk with some people at the Revelry about their older charity cases. Talk with the heads of Rothold and meet with someone at the assembly. Now, Chris, this is a question from Nathan. Do we have any connections with anyone at the assembly? I can't remember if we have anyone we're friendly with.
No.
I don't believe so. You might have been on the path towards it a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember there was someone else. But for now, I don't think you'll be able to invoke any names.
Okay. So there's no one I could cast sending to ask about their team. Understood. So I am going to finish my drink and go stand outside and find a little alley, and I'm going to stand up and say, I'm going to take a moment to ask some questions. I'll return. And I will go outside, find a crevice that I can sit in, and for the next for the next 11 minutes, I'm going to be doing commune.
I mean, the
So
only
everyone knows.
person that's closest to the assembly would be Racina.
Yeah.
They are the one that also escaped that you mentioned, right?
Say again. What do you mean?
They
escape?
are.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. They're the ones that escaped the assembly, or so we think.
Mm-hmm.
But Racina escaped by just following us. And we literally are the reason that she's no longer linked to Trent, is because she was the one who was sent to investigate the eagle's nest with us. Remember the big eagle guy, the Sphinx?
Yes.
Sorry,
The
my brain wasn't working.
Androsphinx.
She went to go investigate the Sphinx, and because of that, she stayed with us for a while. And then it was kind of like, oh, we're going over here, and she's like, basically, oh, I'll come with you, yeah. Then she
And
got
she
out
took
of
something from him as well.
she then went and got a necklace that makes it so she can hide herself, and Trent can't follow her. So that's kind of how that worked with her. She kind of just joined us because it worked out that following us was what Trent wanted her to do, but it also made it so that she could get away from Trent.
There is a necklace.
I'm also nothing.
Assuming it's the amulet, not the amulet, the diplomatic immunity that you were referring to?
Do not worry. I must have been hearing something. In the meantime, is there anything else anyone wants to do within the next 11 minutes?
Is
Okay,
there a bard in this bar?
Or
Hey,
Yeah.
you.
looking at one.
There's a few that are playing music. Closest to the actual bar itself, over on the right-hand side, there's a small corner closest to where the revelry is. That it appears there's about 3 or so musicians.
Any of them taking a break or on the
They're
side?
all break right now.
Oh.
it's some hours until Reinhardt. Wait, did Reinhardt tell us about having to meet Dan?
I tell the group I'll be right back. I'm going to quickly discuss to some brothers and sisters over there.
Very nice. We might be leaving.
It'll take a second. So I'll head to the bar table, I guess.
Okay. It's not really a table. It's like a small stage that's very lightly lifted off the ground that they are currently sitting at. Seem to be in the mix of discussing what the next tune they're going to play is, as well as tuning their instruments to get into that key. As you walk over, an elven man kind of glances up to you. If you want a tip, it's just down there, sir.
And by eyeing down, like, I'm assuming like a hat or something that they'll, you
It's
throw.
an instrument case.
Oh, okay. What do I see, like, as in, like, coin and stuff?
Silvers, coppers, you can see just like random, like either small rings, things that were tossed by the revelry that are so close by.
I will give them, 1 gold piece for remarkable.
It's like tuning the instrument to go, oh, well, that's very kind, thank you.
Thank you. How long you guys been working here?
Yeah, we're not really working here. We're just,
Travelers?
yeah, kind of. A long story, traveling to the continent from Amon, and the vessel left without us after we were, drinking a little too long. So we'll just play music here till we get the next vessel out to the Menagerie Coast.
Oh, very nice. And from looking at them, what kind of instruments do they play?
The guy in front of you does have a lute in front of him, one with a flute and the other with sets of various drums next to him.
Very nice. How long have you fellas been playing your instruments? I must know.
I'm a patron of the arts.
How long have you been together, and how often do you practice a week?
Practice
Well,
every day.
Patron
40
of
hours a
the
week.
arts.
Yes.
It's just stuff.
Where are you from then? I feel like we don't want to make this an interrogation.
Of
after
course.
all.
I do apologize. Damn my memory. I forgot where I lived. I've been traveling for so long.
If I had a copper for every time I've heard that, you don't need to worry about it. Been around Rothold for about a week or so. I learned most people tend not to ask what you do for work and where you're from.
Yeah, that is fair. But I find to play with, usually my bagpipes right here. In the back of me is my bagpipes, and I just give it a pat.
Delicate instrument.
Yes, this baby has been through many trials. And let me tell you, it's gotten my friends and my ass saved many more times than we can count.
Good on you, sir.
Indeed. But how long have you guys been here? probably been here for only a few days, so I don't really
3
know
weeks
how.
maybe?
It was a few weeks.
Weeks, yeah.
Oh wow, what's the crowd like? They kind of, I'd hear that
I
there's
mean,
kind of in and out with crowds all the time here.
yeah. Listen, what is it? The sailor folk.
Mhm.
They hang around here because they've got typically get the most attention from the bar, right there, and well, they like to hear the music. We like to be here for when they throw whatever they found at sea or from the tithe over here. So it works out for us.
Hmm.
And honestly, I don't really pay attention to anyone that's not this crew right here. So.
Hmm. Very nice. Yeah, I remember doing my fair share of performances around bars and such, and one of them I got kicked out of. I got too drunk and everybody was well entertained, and they were having too much of a time where they were like, okay, that's enough, out. And
It's our
next thing
blessing and our curse.
indeed, bringing the joys to everyone to the point where they are sick of us.
Try not to make them too sick of us, at least until
Yeah,
get the gold out of it.
that is true.
Anyways, this has been enlightening, but I bet the crowd wants to hear some music, so can't talk too
Absolutely.
much
I'll
longer.
leave you guys to it, but I do have one question if you do not mind sparing your ear for this.
Go on.
Is there a possible Kenku you've seen in this bar, this establishment? And I'd give him the description that Ingrid has kind of...
Ingrid hasn't given like
Not
an
really?
additional description now.
Other than the scar on his arms.
No,
or-
other than that one.
well, other than that one.
There's a tattoo.
Or
Actual complete iteration.
Oh, okay. I just remember something
He
with his
kind of
arms.
gives a perplexed to look, and actually, I think I know what you're talking about. Little shorter fella with the feathers, right? Beak and feathers.
Right.
Okay. It's the weirdest thing. It must have been one of the first nights we were here. Came in, and it's hard to forget. You look at a lot of mugs when you're playing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not often you see a beak looking back at you.
Yeah, I would imagine that kind of struck differently.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were kind of skittish, kind of weird. I don't know, they got something or whatnot, but I definitely notice. But just kind of connecting dots. I think they had someone from one of these when the sailor folks brought him in, showed him the place, and I don't know why, but the two of them left mid-performance. Not like they were staying for us, but they didn't get anything to drink either.
Was the other person a very tall woman?
No, not that I think.
Oh.
No, it was definitely man, sailor build, sash across the chest, bit of red draped around the neck, shaved sides of the head. Yeah, no, it's none. That wasn't a woman.
Okay, I mentally write this down, of course. Okay. Well, thank you for your input, and I'll let you guys play, and thank you for doing Bard stuff, because we love doing that shit.
Thank you for your patronage. Enjoy the rest.
I'll throw another gold in, because it was just useful, very useful information.
With that, they start to get up and arrange to play a little bit more, not quickly add in that.
I think I go back to Dave. I think I know where your Kenku could be.
Oh,
Is that
oops,
so?
wrong button.
Mordecai just looks at you.
Huh?
I don't know if it's a Kenku
You
or
mean
not.
the
right?
other Genku that we're looking for?
Well, I'm helping him out with the Kenku. So, my suspicion from what I'm hearing from this young gentleman with the loot is that he saw a Kenku with a sailor, and then they both left together out of the bar. My suspicion is that he is with these sailors, and they are, I think, now, don't quote me on this, either they're here or they're traveling currently, and they're planning on coming back here. Just a theory. But I saw this Kenku, or he said they saw this Kenku with a sailor. And they seemed to be together. And I made sure it wasn't you guys. It was a dude that was... What was the description again? He had like side of his head
Sash
shaved.
across the chest,
Okay.
sides of his head shaved, a red scarf, and tattoos.
Yes. This description.
What does Ingrid's hair look like?
It is black hair formed into somewhat dread-like fashion. Not quite shaved. It is like thinner on the sides, but it's not shaved.
Does she have a red scarf? Or a
No, she does not.
or whatever this sash thing?
She does not wear a red scarf across her chest. She
Okay.
most of the time been wearing the cloak over
Okay.
herself.
So nobody would really know about the actual tattoos by any means. That she wouldn't be showing tattoos around.
Consume.
Assumed. Gotcha.
Okay, so
So this is my
Not
evidence.
showing.
So my theory is that this Kenku is hanging around with sailors.
So, are we in agreement that there's a possibility that the sage and this bird might be the same person?
I mean,
There's a small.
the best lead
Oh, I'm
that
But
we
let's-
have so far.
Not there. Not. Never mind. I'm not there.
let's focus.
I have to remind myself. Not there.
let's try to find our persons to really put those together. Maybe not, maybe so.
Okay.
Let's just
Well,
focus on the main
I'm
details
good
here.
for heading down to the docks again tomorrow morning.
Speaking of tomorrow, are we staying in an inn, or do you want me to put down a tower somewhere in the northern part of the city?
No, I'm not there.
Do we trust the inns here?
No, we don't.
Ingrid, Mordecai, what have you guys have?
We
Mostly
have
generated.
stayed at the inns. One moment, let me roll for Ingrid.
Mm-hmm.
Just been roughing it out in the outskirts.
We have mostly paid. Revelry runs a tight ship. I'm not too sure what entails camping on the north or outside the city would be for them.
No issues though with the inns.
This part we're being run by likely thieves.
Well,
Didn't get nicknamed the City of Thieves for nothing.
Uh, just double up, triple up. Safety in numbers, right?
Yeah.
True.
Maybe we could find more information. We stayed at an inn. People that came in, come gone.
This is a
Stayed
good
there.
point.
So, might not be a bad idea.
I agree.
alright, well. As soon as Saren gets back, we can go find an inn.
Should we have a mild disguise while we're here as well, just in case? At this point, Chris, we're kind of. I mean, this is more remote than the Empire or anywhere else, but are we starting to get like known?
depends. You guys have moved around a lot, so you haven't really like. You know you're known in
Menagerie.
Gordon and the Menagerie Coast because you constantly go back. You haven't really gone back in the Empire. You haven't really gone back in the
I'm
Dynasty.
sorry. Let me rephrase it. Would we be known to the assembly people that are here?
You're not sure.
Hmm.
Okay.
You have not interacted with the Assembly since Trent.
A while. So what time is today? Like, is it like afternoon?
Evening.
Sun is
evening.
starting to set. Yeah, it's evening.
Okay, it is getting to that point. My idea is that we explore more into the either the east rot hold or kind of more of the dock side, kind of checking out the sailors because that might be where our Kenku might be.
All right, you can go check out the sailors.
I wish I could cast sleep on you. Anyway,
I said that in character. Fuck you.
but yes, what do you guys think from the information I've gathered? Maybe try that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine going down. If you want to tag along,
Ingrid?
Mordecai wants to tag along too. We can head back down to the docks tomorrow morning.
What's your thoughts, Ingrid?
I like how he's
I just ignored Safari.
I like how he's actually looking up.
Huh?
See, I guess we could look into it tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Hey, you know how to make it off.
At this moment, your spell finishes. What are the 3 questions you would like to ask as you kind of
My
settle?
first question is the Kenku and the Sage the same person?
The light remains meddled in your area, indicating unknown.
Okay. Meaning the question doesn't have enough information to give an answer. Got it. Okay.
Or your deity does not. No.
Shitty deity.
The Moon
It is a
Weaver's
lesser
like, "Oh,
deity.
I can't
It
answer
is a
the
lesser deity.
It's a
Alexa.
prime deity. Moonweaver's
Part-time
a prime
deity.
But deities are not like a single deity that's omnipotent and omnificent in this.
Especially with the Divine Gate being what it is.
My next question would be, I have to remember to separate what I heard when I wasn't there. Is the
Sarah wouldn't be far, right? He's just outside.
you just don't know where I am at?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I said
Down
I
in an alley somewhere.
I stood up and I said I have to make I have to talk to someone.
make a
and
phone
I walked
call?
out.
Okay. Because I would have made an
Um,
attempt to make cast message, but
you would.
I don't know if you would be that close. So,
It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would work with my spell and you casting sending to me during my spell.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how that would work. But,
it's like DDD.
but
Why do you sound like Anavir?
Well,
I know
he doesn't get like a verbal reply during his messages, so you would hear the voice.
But you just wouldn't reply.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
I just wouldn't reply because I'm in the middle of concentrating.
Right.
My second question would be if the assembly is the members of the assembly are trying to hurt the Kenku.
The lights dim in the alleyway as the clouds kind of shift and conceal the sun for about a moment, indicating no.
Okay. And then the final question for this day. Are they wanting to... Are the members of the assembly trying to use the Kenku against Trent?
I gotta roll for these. We'll see.
Gonna be spicy.
The light's metal and confusion is unknown.
Okay.
There's certain subjects that are hard for even a deity to know.
No, true intentions. Someone's true intentions are somewhat hard. Okay.
With that, the ritual concludes. The haze around you dissipates.
What the fuck is going on there?
There was, as you kind of glance around with your perception, there was a individual that was kind of eyeing you up, seeing you sit in a trance for a little bit, that might have been looking for a pickpocket target, but as you kind of wake out of it, and notably, like, the aura around you begins to pick up and the dusk fades, they
Just
And I will
not.
immediately...
Oh, I
you know,
see.
immediate...
Picture Sarah.
As...
Bitch.
No. I would definitely more sit like... I can't remember the character. The character that sits cross-legged with, like, their hands together in, like... It's one of the Marvel movies, and then they open their eyes and everyone goes, It's like, I just sit there. I would sit there, close. The lights around me would dim. And if there was very little light, it would... glow would come up from the ground a little bit. So they'd definitely be like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's
But
Anthony.
definitely, the second I open my eyes, I look right at their eyes and
Yeah.
give them that thought of, you would be on the... I would have painted the ground with you
No.
if you even try that.
Yeah.
That look of, you don't want to, and if you have other people who try, I will come after. I would
Yeah,
give them...
like the moment you kind of look at it, oh, and it just kind of went the
Oh,
other.
just that moment of, okay.
Nope.
And
To
then
be a
I'll
pickpocket
definitely...
in this city, you probably know a lot
You
of
know...
cues
Yeah,
to-
you know the cue of, So yeah,
Like it's like that. No, I'll find it.
I will
Predator, not
stand
prey.
up
Predator,
then.
not prey. Predator, not prey.
Yeah, yeah. It should be like, I am prey, not predator. I am prey at this point, not predator, and just walks away. Like, But yeah, I would then stand up, take a look around. I'll even do a perception roll for this, because I know it's probably going to need one anyway. And just take a look of. I definitely know I saw that one, but I want to see if there's any characters at this point in the night that look shady, look like they're kind of... Because I've been sitting for 10 minutes, so someone could have walked around and just expected that I left. I want to see if there's anyone I see that might be around the bar, kind of like checking it out as I'm walking back. That's a 26.
Like you're just like seeing if anyone's like checking out the bar. How so?
Yeah, I want to like, kind of like if anyone's casing it. Kind of like the idea that I'm kind of like taking a look at corners, alleyways, windows, trying to look for people who, if I myself was an assassin, and from the assassins we had, I would know one of my targets might be in the bar. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see. I also know about probably Ingrid. I know that, hey, there's some people that Trent had to deal with around here. So I might be on the lookout for them, and I'm going to see if I see anyone kind of looking at the bar in the way that someone who is wanting to gather information would look at an area.
So, glancing around, you actually don't find anyone that might potentially be casing or otherwise like shifty eyeing up the bar. There is a notable, based off both your perception and your previous experience in the bar, there's a notable respect for the establishment. And despite not being like a center point in town, there is definitely a truce in that bar that few
Every
other places.
single,
Like you saw
every
like the
single, yeah.
stand down
Yeah.
when Anvir spoke up and when the barmaid and that was holding the place down.
Everyone respects the
It's
fact that
neutral ground. It's neutral.
you don't fuck with the bar, and if you do, you'll be the one painting the ground outside.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, understood. Good to know. Good to know.
It's like holy ground in Highlander.
Yeah. So then I'll walk in. Alrighty, gentlemen.
No one
Unfortunately,
understands the
not
reference.
very. I understood the reference.
Yes.
Unfortunately, not very many answers tonight. I can inform a little bit later. I'd say for now, let's head to an inn.
It's time to fill you in, buddy. We are looking at the dock and East Rathold. Probably more of the dock, but we're looking for sailors for our at least for the Kenku.
Okay.
That's the information I've gathered.
Then let's find an inn and let's rest for the night.
Chris, does this bar have an inn as well, or?
You briefly inquire, and while there is an inn, they only have one private room and about 4 bunks available due to the high amount of people that stay. If you wanted to stay at the private room, it's 2 gold for the night, and there are 2 beds inside. It's 2 silver for a bunk in the bunkhouse.
Out of character. Oh no, we have to share beds. Hey, Ingrid.
I
Ingrid's
don't
a
think
big
she
spoon.
Ingrid is 100% a big spoon. But no, alrighty then. I'll start heading outside to go look for an inn.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Roll investigation check, either both of you or one of advantage.
I'll help. So yeah, roll with advantage.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Rolls a 1.
Sorry, just a second.
A 1 and a 2.
Rolls a 2. It only gets better from here.
Just a second.
I remember that video. That Batman.
1,
It's like, yeah,
2.
that's
So
literally
true.
the pickpocket.
100%.
I don't have the best investigation.
Sees
12.
Batman. I didn't see it. I didn't. Nope. Do you see anything?
Well,
Not a
Classic,
damn
I don't
thing.
get paid enough for this.
you kind of you wander around and try and pick up where people stay if they're just temporary residents here. You kind of get a mix of answers. It seems that a lot of people in Rothold either have a spare bed or are willing to quickly make accommodations for someone to stay. You can get an absolutely insane range of prices from either the inn that you is tacked onto that bar. You hear that North Rothold, there are several people that for lower prices will let you stay in small shacks attached to theirs. You know that the Luxon Chapel has a small section of rooms for the faithful, and those are free.
If you're faithful.
Yeah.
Which we are not. Although we could just show a dynasty thing and they'd be like, probably, oh, yeah, got it. But we don't want to do that.
And with a 12, you
free
do
room?
also hear that there is a small section of people that, if they're really desperate, will stay in Carn Hill, which is the western ruins of Rothold.
Not the greatest looking place.
No.
I'm putting in a tower, so you guys.
No,
Just click.
don't do that.
It sounds just like that because we're walking away.
So,
Banger.
what
Don't
is
do that.
everyone's
I definitely tell Snyder really quick.
I
Snyder,
want my own
we are
bathroom.
trying. I don't give a fuck what you want. We're trying to not bring attention to ourselves. Your stupid tower will bring so much attention.
Or
You
if
might
we're
as well
staying
just.
in an inn. That's
Yeah,
also going to bring attention to ourselves because
Why?
we're likely run by the Myriad. aren't
Great, cool. They're run by the Myriad. We're gonna pay the money and we're gonna be done for the night. Why would you paint such a big target on her head with a giant glowing tower?
His head?
they? Would do neither.
His head, not my head.
Anyone in that tower has a target painted on their head. Like, anyone from the Myriad, the Revelry, the Assembly, the Volstruckers, they're going to be like, huh, there's a giant fucking glowing tower outside of town.
Anivir just grabs Ingrid.
It wouldn't
Let's
be
go,
giant, it would
Ingrid.
be growing shop.
Up here.
Who do you think is stronger in that?
That's a good question because I'm pretty strong now. So,
No.
He just
well,
No.
listen. I got 5 on my
Viking.
strength. All right.
No, Viking.
There's
he
a
has
possibility.
a +5 in his strength.
No.
You just
no.
grab your arm and be like, "You're here." he can throw
You
a
could do a
boulder.
pull-up now on her arm as she holds you.
Maybe she's having a little off day. We don't
No.
know.
No.
Little off day.
Yeah, probably not.
Little off day.
No.
Mhm.
No.
Maybe she'll allow.
Moving on. So Chris, I don't find any like standard ins though.
No, it seems there aren't
Come on,
any
I can make it
standard
look
ints
like-
that aren't full.
Okay.
Well, I can make
You
it look
just
like the
leave it.
buildings around it. Come on,
No.
make
I'm
it
fine.
look like the same building.
I'd rather sleep on the ground.
I feel like I already know the answer to this one.
Mhm.
Can I use my background of acolyte to get free rooms at the Luxon Chapel?
Hmm.
Oh,
Interesting. Bravo.
Okay,
I had kind of a long shot because of me, but
that's a fucking long shot, but yeah.
About to play
Let me
bagpipes in your
quickly
honor.
check.
Yes, I'm a half elf, right? Can I go in? We're not biased, right? We're not biased.
You mean racist?
Or racist. Bias or racist? Hmm.
Speciesist.
I'll say,
Half elfish.
as an acolyte, someone that understands the plight of priests, especially of like the faithful in an area like this, you can attempt to persuade your way in a much easier capacity than anyone else might have.
Hey, look at that.
He can.
hey.
You can do all the
he can
talking,
persuade
champion.
for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can help,
So,
but you're gonna be the
as
main
much as
talker.
I agree with that. I feel like it'd be more of a deceive at this point, knowing my actual background isn't very faithful to a
They don't know.
nice
Oh, yeah.
religious standpoint.
They don't.
Question, have you
As far as the
still been
Luxon-
faithful to fucking war goddess
Arathis.
Arathis?
Because that's why I had the background, because I was totally thought I was
You know,
going
he
after
he
the
Wow.
was a follower of Arathis.
Arathis.
Well, that's why it's
Alright.
like
Was his following like correct?
No, he thought he was a follower of Arathis.
No, I mean like, did he actually do this stuff that Arathis would have commanded?
Yeah.
I
For
was
a very
doing what I
long
was told to do.
For a very long time, the thing is he followed the
Is
tenants and what
also-
he knew of the tenants, but it kind of branched in a separate way.
Mhm.
That's where the influence was. He believed the tenants because the tenants are kind of universal. If you went to Damali or Zune, they would tell him the tenants.
You could probably compare it to that Mexican, and I say Mexican on purpose. There's a church in like San Diego that's also popular in Mexico that it is a 100% cult. There's a cool Netflix documentary. They follow some of the stuff of
That's
Christianity,
That's-
but they also have a completely different
And
kind
they,
of
like-
like they're like Christianity, but we're over here. So they're different, but they have like
Mormons.
core tenets.
I mean, yeah, literally Mormons.
Yeah, Mormons.
Scientology.
Mormons are
Think of it like Scientology.
no.
I will look into
Scientology
it
is
too.
its own, it's complete
Yeah,
own
yeah.
thing.
It definitely is.
Just like Star Wars,
Anywho,
Star
let's
Wars
go to
is
this
cool, too.
inn. I am just dying
Yeah.
to take a nap.
I'll
Yeah,
see what I
let's
can
go.
do at the chapel.
One quick note on Scientology, I had to give a presentation on it in high school because we had to do like religions in my world religion class. So me and my friend, we walked up and set a tip jar on the counter before giving the whole presentation, and we just never addressed the tip jar.
That's amazing.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Everybody's like, what the hell's with the tip jar? Are they gonna say it? No, no.
They set
maybe
up
I-
the tip jar, and then you start talking about Scientology.
That's pretty. You know what? That's pretty on base for fucking Scientology.
Did
Mhm.
you get any tips?
I think someone
more
was
thanks.
going to, but I don't think we could accept tips for our presentation.
I mean, you can. Technically, once they give you the money, legally it's yours.
They've consented.
Even in a job that doesn't allow tipping, if someone tips you, it's your money. Your job cannot say no.
The teacher's like, I can confiscate your phone. I can confiscate the tips. See ya.
That's called theft.
That's
Well,
called
how you get away with licensing
petty
too.
theft. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
where are you bound for? I know two of you might be heading in different directions.
I'm
So,
gonna follow Reinhardt with his.
Yeah,
good idea.
same.
Reinhardt?
Yeah, I'm following Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, you were currently leading the charge for everyone. Torin, where are you going?
I'm definitely giving him guidance as I go check on my food.
They're going to the free beds, right?
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
actually,
Tempting.
Attempt of the free bed.
Snyder, are you
Tempting.
going to go
Actually.
with?
I'm going with them.
Hey, I'll
I have
believe what
enhanceability. I'm giving Will enhanceability. He now has advantage on his charisma checks.
As long as the walk.
Hey, bud, you get guidance. That's all I can do for you. That's.
Actually, a shorter walk than you might expect. Let me actually check. The map is accurate. I tried to make it accurate, so it's not perfect. It's about 400 feet you're traveling.
Oh, that's gonna be like an hour.
Torin takes one step and then
Ugh. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Can't imagine what it'd be like for
No.
Annabelle.
you head towards the Luxon Chapel. It is active, as one might expect for this chapel, serving as a small pillar of the community here. You can see there are people that kind of go in and out. There's this ever-standing, about 10 people, mostly drow, but the occasional other follower that filters in and out. Never a bustling number, but at the same time, there's always like conversations off to the side. Entering in, it is simplistic. You have seen the grandest chapels of the Luxon when you were in Rashona, and to a lesser extent in Asarius. This is
Not
pretty rudimentary. In some ways reminds you of your own temple back on the Menagerie Coast, of a sort of building that's been repurposed and has been altered over the years to be both more churchly as well as accommodate for the shifting landscape that is here. You can see the area of the temple that at one point might have been a very nice like courtyard area has been kind of drawn in, walls built around it, and you can see that's where they currently have the beds set up. Strangely enough, no wells. But
Weird.
Weird.
you
Can change that.
Mhm.
kind of looking around, you do see someone that appears to be the kind of lead priest, one of the only ones wearing robes that are very similar to the robes you might have seen in Rashona, angular, clean-cut shades of gray.
Okay. I approach him.
Advantage and guidance on this first. On this.
Mhm.
Going to change my audio over again.
Wait,
One
Viking,
second.
did you give him inspiration?
No, I gave him guidance.
Why not inspiration?
Because they ain't cheap.
Anyway,
We're going to bed after this.
Ain't cheap.
Go on!
I was informed that you offered accommodations to individuals that kind of followed faith.
Indeed we do.
Believe it or not, in my younger years, I was a heavy follower of Arathis. And through my times of traveling the past many, many months, so many months I can't even remember, haven't been back to my own church quite a while, I have been enlightened of the strength and power through the Luxon. Not necessarily my past does not obviously show my present, however. I was wondering if you'd be willing to make accommodations.
You have said quite a bit in the first few seconds. Yes. It's clearly the faith shows strong in you. You are looking for a place to rest.
If that wouldn't be too much to ask.
Glances over at your host of people following you. And you are all followers of the Luxon?
I'd say so. These are my fellow adventurers who have come a long ways with me. And like I said, it's been no journey with no ideology of the Luxon. However, it's come a long ways with us. Saved many of our lives as well.
Indeed. I'm very new to it. I'm trying.
I've witnessed. I may have witnessed the power of the Luxon.
Indeed.
Reinhardt,
I've
when you
followed
have a
it since
chance-
as long as I can remember.
Jesus.
We're really trying to milk it here.
Yeah, God.
That is no lie, though, Viking.
Just
Yeah,
stated-
that's true.
Reinhardt,
I've seen. I was with Savari, and I've seen miracles of the Luxon.
I'm a new student.
roll a deception check with advantage.
Should be advantage. How much more relevant
Give us
is
that
it?
guidance.
We
Two
have to-
guidances.
I just realized Saren's a walking advertisement for the Moonweaver.
And then I also
Not
have
entirely.
the D4, right?
No, he is.
Technically, my armor was made by Dunamancy of the Luxon and the Moonweaver. So
I also have
technically,
guidance,
your
right?
Yeah.
thing was
Yeah.
burned
Yes.
into your chest piece, wasn't
Good
it?
guy.
I get a sense that he's going to use that money for the church. Correct?
Roll an insight check.
Skooma. It's definitely
Doesn't
going
matter.
towards
We're
Skooma.
getting free housing.
Why are we?
17.
17. You're fairly sure there is a aura of goodwill that surrounds him, both when you walked up to him and when you depart. He is very clearly interacting and dealing with the community and their small problems on the day-to-day level that leads you to believe if he was to spend any of that money, that donation, it would likely be at least for the betterment of the community.
Yeah, he might spend the money on some food for someone, so it's not technically the church, but it's all for the greater good of the community.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'm just gonna go with skooma and moon sugar money.
I hand him a bomb. I hand him some residuum. Here you go, some wealth for the church. What?
Ah, yes, you shall be nuked in.
It's worth
5
a
days.
lot, trust me.
Oh, it'd be like handing someone raw, like nitroglycerin. They'd be like, "This is worth a fuck ton of money, but I could also blow up the entire place I live
And more.
and move."
Decisions,
Alright.
decisions.
Well, we have accommodated. We have lodging, so
Indeed.
We got somewhere to sleep.
Good job, Reinhard.
Fantastic.
Good job for all of you guys for finding the light.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I found the light many
You're
years.
running in on too heavy.
You just gotta very covered. Sarge's face is very definitely covered, but it's still like.
I definitely look like Reinhard. Don't lay it on too thick.
Yeah, Snyder's thing again is like one level below aristocrat. So this is very much like
Yeah, this is like beds kind of lined up, bunks. It's very public, probably like 2 tables, shared bathroom. Just
Word.
meanwhile, Ingrid is kind of
Ingrid's
glancing
probably
around.
like, "Sweet, a bit."
Yeah, it's
Right.
kind of a level of respect for the institution, the Luxon, as well as she's very much a foreigner still to it.
Because-
So she spends quite a little bit of time just kind of walking around and looking, being a tourist for a little bit before eventually
Giving,
heading over.
yeah,
to the
giving
bunks.
respect to the religion.
she
being
heads over
like-
to the, she heads over to the cots and she's like, "I'm getting the bottom bunk."
No, she wants the top bunk.
Where is that?
Yeah, she gets the top bunk.
She gets the top bunk.
You're just scared that she's gonna fall or like crash through the. Thing.
I will take the bottom bunk if she takes the top bunk. I'm just saying.
Smell her foot.
Yeah.
34. You take 34 D10 bludgeoning damage with the bunk
Uh,
It's
plate.
fine with me.
Low, big low.
I'm a
big
wood
low,
carver.
all
I,
the way
you
to
know,
die.
either I'm gonna fix that bed bunk or I'm gonna scrap that bed bunk. I
You're a
don't-
woodworker,
Yeah.
not a carpenter.
Well, I'm sure it can work the same ways and some
You
ways.
whittle wood. You don't build beds.
Have proficiency?
No.
Ye of little faith.
Yeah. Little faith in me.
Yeah, little.
Mikey would do a
emphasis on
lot
little.
for ass. Except for actually
No
trying to
faith
get
in
ass.
you.
Yeah,
I
no,
know
no.
you can't
God.
can't do carpentry.
Anthony, shit. Hold on.
Got
Right.
this.
Well,
I actually double check in with
I can
Ingrid
word.
and like
Anthony,
whispers
I
like,
say that to
do
myself
you
all the time. I'm like, I can wait. Hold on. How do we word this?
do my
you say?
description? Oh, I whisper to Ingrid. Do you understand sending, or do you need a double check on that? Because I wasn't sure if you got all
what is
that.
sending?
Okay, so it's a
I
spell.
hear this and I immediately go, Annabelle, you need to remember. She just knows that she's heard you in her head.
Right. That's
She's not a magic practitioner.
right.
I am.
It is
Right.
difficult to remember, like Annabelle. We're all basically able to use magic except for the cat. So
Got it.
remember, we are all familiar with
I'm
it.
gonna make it in very simple terms.
I know a little bit of magic. I mean,
What kind of magic?
you
It
have
does look
seen
good.
it. The
That's
you know the little, and then the
Rage is
Specific-
not a
Oh.
spell. Rage is not a spell.
George.
specifically the thing with
Ingrid?
you-
Ingrid
I
says-
apologize. You are correct. You are aware of some magic. We're definitely talking more of the grander sorts. More of
You
the
mean
mystical
like-
magic.
casting and the like.
Indeed, yes. Definitely more of the casting nature of magic. What Anavir's gonna describe to you is more of a spell we use so that we can communicate with others over long distance.
Super long distances,
A
yes.
spell we call sending.
Mm-hmm.
When you've heard him in your
Thank
head
you,
before,
Saren. Bye. Let me describe the spell.
This has been enlightening already.
We'll inform you a little bit
Mari's
more on
already
the
found a bunk
specifics.
and is lying down. And
I definitely go like this a little bit.
Under her breath at the conversation.
I definitely
going
lean
on.
over like this. If it doesn't make sense. And I know Viking doesn't have the perception score to fucking hear this. If it doesn't make sense.
I like to make a
Just have
perception
to-
check.
Roll a perception check.
I'm gonna
Is
try
my
anyway.
Perception?
Whispering's a certain volume.
Oh, that's not a bad roll. What's my perception?
I'm
19.
telling.
Would be able to hear.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad roll. Jesus, 19. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Whispering is a passive DC 20, which about makes it a 15 on an active roll.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, then you did not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how that works. It goes down 5 from passive to active.
There's no like stated fact, but in one campaign book, they outline it like that, with a passive is 10 or 5 points higher than the active. That's how I've usually been operating it. If
Okay.
something is the active thing is
I feel that makes
Anavir will remember this. Anyway, I go in. It's like, hey,
No, he won't.
so sending. It's a spell. I can cast it a
You
certain amount of
and-
times,
yes.
right?
How many times?
My guess is because I'm not gonna make it complex. I can
You're
cast a
guessing
lot of
now?
times. Well,
Moving
I
to
I
Torin.
can I can actually.
He's already overcome.
8 times.
So I got these certain amount of levels.
Okay.
Sending on the scale,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Can we just make him make a teaching roll and see how poorly this goes? Or do we
Actually
all
have-
want to actually listen to Viking try and explain magic to
I
you
got
guys?
ChatGPT to explain it too.
Okay.
Third level, out
Okay.
of the level 6s.
Why 6?
There's no don't worry about the 6. I can cast this about, to my recollection, 8 times if I haven't used
Okay.
any spells today.
Okay. You can cast it 8 times.
Yes.
Okay.
I walk up. Basically, when you hear him talk, you can respond in 25 words.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly 25
That's
words.
how you explain it.
that makes much more sense.
I turn around, go back next to Saren.
Thank you, Torin.
I look at Torin.
You never seem to miss like your shield. You-
I go,
You're
"Torin?"
overcomplicating it.
I was like, Torin, when are your classes?
It's 300 gold a
25
class.
words or less.
Holy shit.
And 8 times. You can say 200 words then, right? And
I
If he doesn't
definitely
use
lean
any of his
quiet.
spells.
I definitely lean over the Torin. That was really fast math. I'm actually really impressed.
yes. Essentially.
I mean that is not bad. Why? And you. Oh, so it is once per cast. Okay,
Right.
I think I.
I say 25 to you. You said 25 to me. That's one spell.
What counts as a word though? If I say like is that a word? for this?
Yes!
Yes. So it's
Okay.
very important to choose the words you think of it and then you say it.
It really
Essentially.
puts me on the spot as the one that answers. I mean, you get time to think what you want to say, and then I get a few seconds to reply with what I want to say.
I do have to admit, Torin, I actually do have to admit that is a good point. She does bring a good
She
point.
makes a good point.
Yes, she does.
That's why mine
And
has
we're
100
in
words.
this conversation like 20 feet away.
I'm just listening perfectly. I'm just like, no, Torin, she said da da da. And he's like, oh, I thought you said
Oh.
da da da. Yeah, no. I've got this. We're both definitely like, that is a good point. That is a really good point. We do just kind of put people on the spot. I've
I'm
listened to people at 3 in
validated
the
by
morning.
their comments as well. Not that I don't. Is there a way to warn me before you send like a?
I mean,
Actually, here's a side question.
Sending again.
And sending.
I could just
did
do
they-
2
How long do
sendings.
they have to respond? Out of
soon
character.
to- the assumption I think is about 6 seconds. Let me double
Oh my
check.
god, that's
Oh.
no time at all. It's just
Oh,
like,
you get no time. Hold on.
yeah, no time.
Yeah, because I don't have the
Let
spell,
me double
so.
check. Let me double check. Because
For sending or
the
messaging?
answer is the spell ensures creature intelligence 1. Creature hears the message, recognizes it, and can respond in a like manner immediately.
Yeah, you have 6 seconds to respond.
God.
Oh.
That makes mine so much better. It's 100 words.
Yeah, but you fucking made it. It doesn't count.
I know.
This is true.
It does not count.
Half your class doesn't count right now.
That's right.
I'm
Fucking-
sorry, but. It
Any-
only counts if
Here's
it's
to that.
Here's to that.
Yeah, someone's immediate response in the on Reddit.
There goes my
is
Twitch
like,
channel.
If you don't immediately respond, you don't respond.
So
Yeah, you have 6 seconds.
So I tell Ingrid, it's like, all right. So if the first sending doesn't connect, if you have too much to think, I will reconnect again, a minute after, maybe however many minutes or however long you want it, and then
Just give
I
her
don't
like half
think
an
you
hour.
can tell
yeah,
me how
I'll
long-
give you a half an hour.
That
and
is a
then
very long
guess-
time. I could be doing things. Just 1 minute is fine.
Okay, a minute. A minute afterwards, I'll cast another sending, and then you can do however you want to respond to the first.
How about if you send a message, I will try to say if I can answer, and then in a minute you can send and I can give more info. But if I'm like in the middle of something, I'll just say middle of something like 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Our bard's gonna be holding so many spells now.
I need more slots.
I look at
The
Torin.
magic is
I
very-
definitely look at Torin when he says that. He was already holding spells for other dumb thing. This isn't that bad.
We just get him another sending stone.
Can we just
It's
craft
easier.
her a
Don't
sending
have-
stone?
Yeah, can we grab her?
That's
just
actually a
make
really
one.
good question, Chris. This is just a random thing that I'd like to know.
Okay,
Could we add more sending stones to our sending stone collect call
You
plan?
gotta go
or
to
no?
a family plan after that.
You
Yeah.
can do that either by talking to, I believe it's Trevenvi that
Oh yeah.
gave them to you in the first place. Snyder can also try his hand. I believe it was Trevenvi, or
No, we got it from goblins.
Yes,
Some
that's
sandals.
all.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like that
It
when
was
we made the
one or
emergency
the-
rescues?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from them.
So
Yeah.
you either have to go back to him back in Rashona. I believe he was into Corona,
Yes, he was.
or you can reverse engineer one, destroy it in the process, and make 2 more to replace and to give a new one.
Okay.
They're
would take
uncommon
me-
levels.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm adding in my month.
Yeah, to like to learn, make, pretty much.
Okay.
We
Good
have
enough. Thank you.
contracts, so
Okay.
good enough.
But yes, I'm glad you know what sending is now. Good.
Glad we got that.
Very
covered.
confusing spell on the receiving end.
Yes, and I do apologize for that. I just
Just
didn't
a
know
certain
any
line,
way,
yeah.
the best way to communicate to you when you're like thousands of miles away. So
Does make sense. I understand.
Torin, do you want a quiet sleep for the first hour, or are you good?
just sleeping already.
Anthony,
Hmm?
I asked you, does Torin want a quiet first hour of sleep? Is he worried about Anavir making noise?
What am I gonna make noise? I'm just gonna magically sleep with my
You-
bagpipe.
I
not what he meant.
Oh, I'd rather take the quiet hour.
Silence. And I
You,
sleep
you
peace.
see me. You just see me mouth. Thank you.
I just go. I start.
It's a whole room silence. I can't speak anymore to Ingrid.
No,
No, you
it's a-
can't. We're
Oh.
20 feet away from you, so
Oh,
you're
okay.
good. There is a 20. There is a
Right.
big circle though of you can stick your hand in and like.
Just nothing.
Yeah.
That said, though, unless there's anything else before a long rest, then you will all.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm walking outside just to get some fresh air and just.
Get shanked.
But it's in the
Where-
same material as the actual Luxon Church, so it looks like part of it.
Okay.
And it's only a regular 2-story one instead.
Okay. Comes out to be about the size of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alarm at the bottom. Sleep at the top.
Sounds good.
Okay.
In what time frame do you do that, Snyder?
And it's about a minute.
No. When do you go do that?
Oh, just before.
Or bedtime.
Yeah.
So I
Because we're
see
all
you
going.
walk out,
Yeah.
and I see
And I
you
say,
not
oh, I'm
come
gonna
back.
stretch my legs. Yeah, you know what happened after a few minutes. You're like, that's
Is
something.
that? Yeah, I'm gonna go stretch my legs.
Doesn't come back.
Chris,
Yes.
out of curiosity, could I have seen that through the windows in the church?
Feels in view.
Roll a perception check.
I will.
I will.
You saw him through the cracks of the
Oh, you
wood.
will.
Only because your perception is
28.
so high, you do
28.
not notice.
I do not notice.
There's not like
Wow.
front-facing windows. It was basically to see from like a side window. Do you see the shadow ever slightly change as the tower appears by the moonlight? Which would have required a 30, but
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was more. I would have needed to actually see it to do what I was going to do. I was just going to cast Dispel Magic. Just
Nah,
to say, fuck
he was
you.
he was looking through his eyelids to the side window to the shadow.
So I know what he's doing, but I don't see it.
Not.
if you know
Can you-
personally, you know, but you don't see it.
Is Dispel Magic verbal?
I can step out of my
So.
circle, gentlemen.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey, he's just making an observation.
With that said,
I lie down
looks-
and I just go. I hope you get stabbed in the ass first.
Nobody
During
hears
this
it.
time,
yes.
Reinhardt just stays awake on his lower bunk, letting hours pass.
Hmm.
All right.
I'm assuming we all lay down to bed at like 9 or 10.
Wait, what's
Yeah.
Mordecai doing?
Wow.
So it'd be
Mordecai
like-
is also within the area. He didn't like hang near Ingrid at the beginning, off by himself or helping in any small way he could before retiring, independently.
Hmm.
Have to do a
Right.
little bit of DMing for him, technically.
GM has leash on bird.
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 That said,
Reinhardt kind of gets on top of his covers and puts his backpack and his pillow underneath the covers. And at this point, I'm
And he's
hearing,
make it look
most
like he's still
likely,
there.
I feel like I'd be hearing snoring and drooling. And
if from around, I mean, there's a drow population to the church, and while there has been some effort made to make the sleeping quarters quiet, immediately after leaving that area, it is still as busy as you arrived.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Oh.
yeah, with that, I did put my backpack and such there, and my pillows. I don't have my backpack currently on me, and then I make nonchalantly walk out of the church.
All right. Walk out
Um,
into the.
Would I notice this or no?
You would be asleep at this time.
Okay. Got it. Either with my perception.
Yes.
Well, cool.
To that, Chris, would a passive perception of 13 work for actually making an active perception? Because it's
Stay
not
awake.
me who is awake, because he's nocturnal.
But you use him during the day.
No, Flappy gets used in the day.
Ah, damn, that little adorable dragon.
Sure. Make a. Actually, I'll quickly ask Reinhardt. Are you attempting to sneak out, or are you just walking?
I tried sneaking out of the room that we were sleeping in, and then from there I was just making my way, not trying to make
Then
any
whose
contact
passive
with people.
perception would notice Reinhardt?
Well, he would tell me,
Would he?
but I'm kind of waking up like, okay, don't fall, don't
Stupid alarm.
keep your distance. If you hear any yelling, don't hesitate to call for me.
Reinhardt
No.
yelling. You wouldn't hear Reinhardt yell.
But
You hear
if
the
he
other
wants
person yell.
if he wants to do something else, we should respect that.
Who knows?
That's fair.
Who knows? This is my
Okay.
food. Leave my chicken nuggets alone.
No.
Oh, you
no,
had
I
chicken
want
nuggets
them.
too?
I
Dude, we
do.
had chicken nuggets.
Dude, I want
Nice.
chicken
I
nuggets.
got Costco brand. They're really, really good. I recommend
Are they the
Costco.
dinosaur
They
We
are.
kind?
don't have a Costco here, but we got the
Ooh.
Tyson.
My
Closest
friend
one away is like 2
from
hours
Florida
away.
always has a barometer. How close you are to a Walmart and Costco is how civilized where you're living is. So by you're living in like the middle of fucking nowhere, according to his scale.
There's 2 Walmarts
Leave
and a Sam's
My
Club.
chicken
No
alone.
Costco. But yeah, so I try and make my way with my knowledge of where I was compared to where the red market stands, and I make my way there.
Make your way.
Being cute does not get you chicken.
What do you mean?
A lie.
They better be the
What
dinosaur
else do
nuggies.
cats have?
You walk
Tuna.
into the red market area, and it's bustling to an extent. While there is a nocturnal population of Rothold, they are not as active as the daytime population of Rothold. And so you do see some stalls have kind of closed out for the night. Most are still open, either being run by drow counterparts or are already closed during day and open now. Various individuals speak. They speak Undercommon. Do you understand Undercommon?
I'm probably going to say no.
All right. There has been a language shift as well. Undercommon seems to be the more predominant language during night as opposed to common during day. But regardless, you can hear the occasional individual, if they notice you being more human than just a block of metal, they try to hawk at you in common in comparison. Eventually, walking around this green hill that settles at the center of the red market, you see leaning against it the nightly appearance of Sir Danius, who has cloak against the grassy hill. There's been an effort to as well cover up his armor and the like, but he doesn't wear a hood, and that allows you to quickly recognize him. Glancing around, eventually kind of glances to you, past, and snaps back after realizing he recognizes you, before giving a nod. Reinhardt.
I am here as you suggested, where we meet.
And you are alone too, that's good.
To my knowledge, yes.
He kind of pushes himself off from the hill. Follow me a moment.
Okay.
He starts taking you around the northern bend of the market, down south. As two of you move, you're still hawked at by merchants on either side, people kind of bustling by to do their night groceries or trying to find something particular. During this time, Sir Danius kind of speaks to you in a lower tone, trying not to let the conversation be heard by too many people. It is an odd city, isn't it?
Very odd.
I mean, they are very proud and free people, but despite what some might make you think, they're not lawless. There is no dynasty, no Kryn, no empire, no concord, but they have their own laws. Have you noticed?
Yes. It's kind of like a controlled chaos.
Indeed,
Controlled.
yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is flexible, is it not? There is elements that no law, no rules could possibly write down to paper that would make it sense. I find it quite odd, but fascinating nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, my musings aside, I strive to enforce the law, whatever it may be. Does not matter where. If that is their law, then we ought to enforce it.
Yeah.
Kind of brings you over. At this point, you notice you have kind of drawn closer to the south end of the Red Market. He stops a short distance, kind of gestures a hand for you to do the same. Crosses his arms, he glances over to a stall. That one. They arrived just a few hours ago and have been hawking their wares. Quick. I've heard their price change. It was a few silver when they first landed, and it's dropped and dropped and dropped. They're selling for about 8 copper now for the bustle of grain. Something
Okay.
doesn't ring right with me. What about you?
Usually when you start buying and more money starts coming in, you can gradually increase your price. But if you're not getting any profit from anything, you're not selling.
At what point do you, though, call it quits? Where's the hard line? Is there not a value to their grain? Is there not a profit margin? That I'm confused. I think we
Unless it's
should.
not theirs.
Indeed. That's against the laws here in Rothold. We should investigate, should we not?
Sure. Do you know who they are?
Of course not.
Okay.
He makes his way over. As he kind of steps front and center, he gestures over to you. Kind of like just swoop around the stall and move towards the grain. Meanwhile, he speaks up. Good merchants. My name is Sordanius. I've noticed a peculiar trait in how you hawk your grain and how quickly you try to offload it. Are you bound somewhere this evening? And as he begins to speak, he tries to gesture you over towards either the grain or just around back.
Okay, make my way behind them towards the grain.
As you do notice that there's a few crates, not a great amount, but there are sacks of grain and burlap. There's no insignias on them. So what do you want to do?
They're just straight sacks, none are open?
Yeah. Yeah, unopened.
What do I have here that I could utilize? Because I don't have my backpack anymore. Can I get a crossbow bolt out and see if I can kind of puncture it to see if it's actually grain?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
It's a total of a 5.
5. Okay. Kind of puncture into the side of it and let some of the grain bleed out. You're not noticing anything initially. You watch on the merchant's like, hey, what are you doing? There is no reason. And Sir Danius kind of grabs his arm, pulls him back forward. He is just my colleague, inspecting your products. You have done out for display, and we just must check. It is the law here in Rothold, after all, that you must be selling something good for the people here. You don't notice anything inherently at the moment, Reinhardt, after puncturing the grain and looking in. The grain does bleed out from the uppermost section, kind of where the bolt hits.
All right, since I've already got how their attention and our intentions, I cut the bag and start pouring it out slowly.
Okay. You watch as there's a little bit more protest from a few more of the merchants, and Sir Danius kind of starts corralling them more and more, getting more aggressive in the action. Okay, hey, something is up, and sure enough, as you start pouring out the grain, you notice a discernible change in the hue from a kind of a golden blonde type of appearance in the grain shifts over to a darker grays and greens. It's very clear that a lot of this has been already rotted towards the bottom and has been covered with a fresher batch to make it look like when you look in the sack that it's all fine.
This is spoiled food, spoiled grain.
Spoiled grain. Saying this loud enough that there is a noticeable change in the atmosphere around. Some people kind of look over towards the merchants who previously were kind of looking to the crowd for some type of support as these random people were kind of searching. They quickly try to not retreat, but pull back from the crowds deeper into their stall towards the both of you now. Well, I say they were trying to get this grain off the boat as quick as they could and get out of here before anyone noticed.
Is there anyone in the market that has a sold bag already?
Is there anyone in the market that has recently purchased grain from this vendor? And you notice at one point an orc speaks up later, a human. Yeah, I just bought from them actually. Bringing it forward now. Danius gestures for you to open the bags for inspection.
Cut it open directly down the center.
Down center as you do, ripping the bag open in it with a one movement in the hand, you kind of reveal the rotten grain in the orc's bag. Crowd attitude shifts again towards more aggressive now. Very clear seeing that these people are like scamming them essentially in a city like Rothold, which very clearly is frowned upon. There's a certain level of trust of those in the market. To betray that trust has kind of rallied them to your side and against the merchants. Sir Danius speaks again. Well, can't let this transgression go unnoticed. Turns to you, Reinhardt. What should their punishment be then? To try and offload rotten grain to unsuspecting citizens of Rothold. Citizens all the same, lawless city or not.
Your earnings, where are they?
They kind of there's a little bit of floundering for a few moments. What the earnings are on the ship, and it will take us a little bit of time to go get them and come
Which
back.
ship?
They gesture over towards the stall on the underside of it. There is a small compartment where the coin coffer can fit into it. It's not visible from the front, but neatly pressed against it. The coffer isn't on the ship, it's on the... It was a lie, essentially.
Open it.
Okay. It's a modest sum, not a terrible amount. You're kind of glancing through it, mostly in silver and copper, predominantly copper. It was ranging about at 9 gold.
Okay. Give the human back his money.
Okay. York as well?
Yes.
Okay. You give the money back. His kind of arms crossed, somewhat visible as his cloak is, his arms are under the cloak. And what of the merchants?
Well, killing him would be counterintuitive. They wouldn't learn anything.
Maybe so. Do we send them on their way then?
No. Does he have any like sword or anything on him?
The merchant?
Mm-hmm.
Not a sword, but there are 2 daggers side by side on the hip.
On his left?
Yes.
Well, give me your right hand.
Just glancing around, there's like this sense of mounting fear. Sir, I. It's just a quick little con. I mean, people do this all the time on a Menagerie Coast.
So you're familiar with this?
Yes. Sir Danius at this point kind of reaches over and grabs the man by his right hand and just throws it down onto the table, holding it.
Well, I was going to be fair, but since that comment you just made, let me see your other hand as well.
There's a definite amount of hesitation. You see he's trying to move, and at that point, Sir Danius grabs just a metal fist of his own and just cold clocks the merchant across the side of the face. He goes tumbling forward, back. The crowd goes, ooh!
No. He needs to stay awake for this. He can't be.
He's awake, grabs his other hand, both wrists together, but presses them together, holding it. The merchant's just pulled forward in that manner.
I suggest if you plan on conning people, you plan on conning people that actually have money, not simple folk or copper. And I pull out Blackest Night, and in one fast swooping motion, just slice off both of his hands.
All right. So Daniels kind of had to move his hands, and then wham! As the blade cuts in, the table into two pieces from the weight of the sword. He let out a scream, and the crowd, there was a ooh again, as well as some cheers from justice being performed in the city. As the guy is just letting out this scream from losing both his hands quite quickly, Sir Danius will kind of push him back for a moment, and there is a brief moment where you see, as Sir Danius kind of winds back hand, you think he's going to go for either a backhand or a punch. In that moment, a weapon materializes, much like how the Blackest Night forms in yours, but this one is a maul, so handle, chain, and a spiked ball, sweeps and thrashes it against him. In that moment, the merchant, not dead, but definitely unconscious now, hits the ground. As Sir Danius reaches the end of that arc, he lets go of the maul, and it disappears into a burst of smoke. Few of the merchants, there's a noticeable change as that second hit on the merchant. Someone's like, that was a little much already. You just did that. And as you kind of turn, he's looking directly at you, Reinhardt, as he finishes that statement.
And do you have rotten grain too?
No, sir.
What are you selling?
Take a step back. Sell glassware.
Is it glass?
Indeed it is.
Is it actually glass?
You can see for yourself.
This is crystal.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that.
This is quartz. You're selling it for too low.
It's going to be a 18.
This is
on
too
the
good of
insight
a
check.
deal.
He speaks from... There was a fear when you initially challenged him, thinking he might receive a similar smash, either that Sir Danius did. But when you started to question his products, there was a very firm confidence in his products that could only have been mustered by the fact that he knew, damn right it's glass, damn right I'm selling this.
I don't think there's any issue then.
Then there isn't an issue.
I'd recommend
Goes
going back
the
to your stall.
Point Sir Danius can speak. Clear out, all of you. Justice has been done. The law enforced.
Somebody else wants to come up and show us their ware.
No one does that. And there is a dispersion of the crowd. Sir Danius kind of brushes his hands off again, glancing to the unconscious, now handless figure. Back to you. I'll get him back to his boat. And make sure he does not bleed out on the way.
Wait, he's still alive?
Yeah. Not
I
dead.
thought the mace.
It's
I thought
punishment, not murder.
Well, I thought the fucking flail killed him.
Yeah,
I was like,
it did knock him unconscious, and he is quite mangled in the head right now.
oh, okay. Damn, that's a
Yeah, we don't-
stocky fucking. That's a stocky fucking random ass motherfucking merchant. Took his.
He's a level 3 merchant.
I guess took his fucking hands
You picked
getting
this
cut off.
subclass
That's at
already.
least 15 damage,
Pick this
and then a fucking flail to the face. God damn.
He's got the
I'll
hardy
make sure
feet.
It's back. This was good though.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you not feel that?
I'm one for stealing from the rich, but you're stealing from people that have nothing really to steal.
Indeed.
I get that.
Indeed. It's a lawless city, but they're all laws. They're all laws. He saw the consequence of such things.
Don't think he's expecting such a reaction.
Well, they would have done it on the Menagerie Coast. He's lucky to be alive. Jordanius moves and kind of grabs the merchant and starts pulling him back. As Sardanius kind of exits, pulling the guy to the dock, there's still like looks to you. People either murmuring and whispering about what they had just witnessed, questioning to themselves who you are, what you did. Rumors quickly already spreading throughout town.
I follow Danius with the body back to the ship, I guess.
There's a moment, he's kind of pulling back and glances back. You don't need to worry about this. I've got him from here. You can head home now. Or wherever you're staying.
Who are you?
I said I'm Sardanius.
I know. Alright.
Must you no further, or?
Almost feels like at times I'm talking to myself.
Kind of sets the guy aside for a moment. Well, you and I have a lot in common, doesn't it? Seems.
I see that. It's almost like I'm seeing myself from a different perspective.
Quite wise of you. I would think on that if I were you. Good night.
Good night. I make my way back to the
Pulling him
Luxon
back.
Chapel.
As you do. Quick glance back. As you move a few hundred odd feet away and turn back, he's gone. The merchant and him not on the dock anymore.
Did was he headed towards the only boat at that dock, or was there multiple?
There was a few boats at the dock.
Okay.
A few have been moored there.
Okay. And then all right. Look back, kind of get a mental picture of the boats at the dock, and then head back to the chapel.
All right.
Try and slight my way back into bed without being loud.
What's your passive perception, Saren? Passive perception, Saren.
Nathan.
So
Passive
What's your-
perception.
my passive perception is passive's 29.
I can't pass that no matter what, unless I get a nat 20. But
Yeah,
my
so-
passive.
The barometer for sleeping, I think, is like a 20 or a 25. Is hearing whispers while you're asleep.
I will say I also do remember I have the observant feat and the alert feat. So
Yeah,
I'm
which
not
yeah, all
attacking
of
you
that too.
though, but
But you do hear his footsteps as he re-enters the sleeping quarter.
around what time is it?
It's about 2 a.m.
I'll see if well, actually, I know about how imperceptive Reinhardt is. Um, I'll open an eye, and with that, I'll roll a perception check because I'm going to ask about perceptive things. See if I see anything different about him. 27. Like, if anything, if I see any blood, any injuries, if he looks happy, sad, like, kind of,
Oh, my blood.
what do I get about him?
oh my blood.
He's got the most like bright. Yeah, he's wearing the full like pimp outfit with the bright pink purple feather and everything.
Justice.
So like an example is I mean primarily I'd be looking for if he looks happy or sad, like if he looks like oh I went out and did something, like I'm glad, I'm like yeah, like I feel triumphant. I know that's more insight, but I'd definitely be looking at his facial features and then especially at his boots to see if I see mud, blood, or anything else like that. But yeah, no, well, my passive. I'm so
Definitely,
so
I
close
would
to 30.
not have been coming back bloody. That's for damn sure.
You
I
make sure
think
to
it's
clean off your boots
prestidigitation.
from cutting off
Fresh.
someone's hands.
I would not go walking around town just covered in blood.
No, I
Back
feel
from a
like
market, but
I mean, I'm looking for like minuscule amounts of blood.
all right.
Like
I do have prestidigitation to clean myself off, but
true, 100%. That is a
I
good
just
point.
didn't mention it. But as walking through a town at night of
Would be at
Rothold,
night. I mean, you'd also have to think like, ooh, I'm definitely gonna clean like my chest and stuff like that. But are you gonna clean your shoes? Because that's more my question. That's why I was specific. I'm like, would you have thought
Yeah, the
at
moment he
night?
looked down.
Saren sees the drop of blood on the bottom of his shoe.
I don't know, because I cut his hands off on a table, so I don't know if blood would get on it. It was like a wooden
Yeah,
table. So
no, 100%, definitely.
I
That's
wouldn't be
definitely
really
a question for
questioning my
Chris. Yeah.
shoes unless it splattered. But
I thought it would splatter a little bit.
Well, there's
Also, it could have been from the mace, the flail that hit him in the face. The blood could have.
Roll a perception check.
27.
27 to notice any blood on him.
You notice anything that looks like it shouldn't.
And was there a moment, Reinhardt, where you tried to like clean off blood before
yeah,
entering?
if I had any like visible splatter on me, I would have
At
tried
night.
to
There was
with
the
night
thing.
vision.
I'll say, when it came to
Night dark
the
vision.
blood, I mean, like he was over there when you brought the sword down, but you're kind of surprised that there is like streaks of blood on your arm, and you're not sure how they got there. And glancing over at the knuckles on one side, you notice smatterings of blood on that side as well. You do wash those off when you notice it, but it kind of more questions. Saren, you don't notice any additional blood on his person after he takes care of those two, and they're kind of easy to notice for him because they're
Does he look exceptionally clean?
I didn't
hard to
look
tell with his
dirty to
armor,
begin
but
with.
with a 27, there is with a 27 with your perception, a slight difference, just the slightest.
So I'm
of
noticing something's off. Something's not how it was when I last saw him. Okay.
No, when it comes to prestidigitation, that's like a spell that you would use all the time. Just be like, no.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
Big
I
stuff.
would
It's
have
also, I
sought.
haven't slept yet.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He
So I'm
looked.
like,
Yeah, he hasn't slept yet, so he wouldn't have done the. Like, let's be real. If you're going to use prestidigitation to clean yourself before you go to sleep,
I would
do
use it every like
right when
20
you go to
minutes.
sleep. So okay, understood. I will not let him know that I noticed him come in and noticed he's different. And I will just go back to sleep. Stay a little light, sleeping for a little bit. Kind of wait until I kind of am pretty sure he's asleep, and then kind of doze off.
With that, everyone, feel free to take a long rest.
Hey! I've been chewing on my headphones.
As you wake up this next morning,
Sorry about that, guy.
then
That's what you
Rothold.
get for the nuggets. Should have given me
Waking
the
up,
nuggets.
Chris.
Mhm.
I would, if I saw Reinhardt just kind of like doing some early morning stretching or walking around, I
Not
would.
really at all. 2 a.m.
Oh, so you slept in longer? You sleep in longer than us?
Yeah, probably. I
Okay.
don't know if you guys wake me up.
Oh, I would. I'd go to you, and I'd be like, Reinhardt, come on, man. We're going up. We got shit to do.
All right, give me a second.
Gets woken up by like everyone around him just moving about because they're in a fucking hostel.
All right, let me take a look, see really quick.
No, we are
Something-
definitely used to sleeping with people, but I would definitely be like, bro, we're going. We have plans today. Let's go.
I think it's 8 a.m. and we'll start heading out. Yeah, I'm assuming I don't get a long rest.
You can.
Can I?
He still gets a long rest.
I was gonna say no, but all right.
You slept for 7 hours, maybe. You're just starting to wake up on the 8th.
Yeah. You
Alright.
need past that long rest on that.
You're still probably just. You're not exhausted, but you're definitely tired.
You take half a point of exhaustion.
A quarter.
In the. Did I
Minus
see?
one to the
Will,
rolls.
this is just a question. Would Reinhardt before you went to sleep, would you prestidigitation yourself? Or no?
Before I went to bed.
Yeah. Knowing everyone else was asleep next to you, and magic would have probably alerted someone.
I mean, it's
Considering it
like
was a
the mage
verbal,
hand thing, so
I probably wouldn't have done anything verbal within the room.
I will. I'll definitely, Chris, take that moment when he's like waking up to kind of take a better look at him, because I know I was looking at him in the dark to see if I see anything different.
The first thing you know is how fucking uncomfortable he must be sleeping in that goddamn armor all night.
Dude,
Otherwise,
slightly higher than you
Up
would
to
normally
him.
be.
Well, to be
Any
fair, my
difference?
armor I sleep in. I have to
Mhm.
sleep in it.
it doesn't come
Wait.
off.
So
I mean, prestidigitation is like one of those cantrips like a mage hand where it's like you use it all the time.
Yeah,
I use it.
All the
but if you
fucking
all the
used it
time,
at
man.
2 a.m. in the morning,
I'm not gonna
everyone
use
is
it in the
going
room.
to wake up because it is a spell.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
can't
gonna use
use. Yeah,
a
you can't.
spell.
You do it before you got in, just wiped your boots off.
Like I said, I would have cleaned myself up before I got back to the chapel.
Yeah.
To my best of
Pull
ability.
his hands off. Better wipe my feet.
But yeah, you waking up
Anywho.
though, I try and take a look to see. But yeah, so I'd notice you'd be pretty clean. Then probably.
Mhm.
What do you? Okay, got it. Because yeah, I felt like I'm like if I feel like you either would have cleaned yourself off or you not would have before you came in. But either way, definitely in the morning I'd be like,
I'm not gonna come back.
you're really clean for having not used your spell that I saw.
Yeah.
Which means I know things. Yes, cool. Okay, got it. Cool. And I just wake you up and be like, come on, we're gonna get some church breakfast, and then I proceed to go see if the church has breakfast.
it's very modest. It is bread and water, and they do offer like a type of mushroom as well that seems to grow here in the Blight Shore. And they've
Uh-huh.
grilled it, seasoned it to the best of their ability. It's not like fantastic, but it is like carbs, protein, water. That's all.
I definitely
That's what
am going to
It's your-
check out
It's a
the
shame
mushroom
that
to make
nobody
sure
has
that
a
it's
chef
not something
skill.
Calories for the day.
I as Menagerie Costian should worry about. Something that like I'm not familiar with and would get sick
Oh,
on.
it twitches at you.
I think mine's still alive.
What? Mushrooms aren't
It's-
alive.
They are
I
now.
You're rolling investigation on it?
I was either gonna roll nature or medicine.
Roll
and just-
nature. Roll nature.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna down whatever's offered.
Go
23.
for it. 23 on a nature check.
I look at Ingrid and see what she thinks of it.
Eating it.
Ingrid's
Oh, she's
not
eating it?
gonna give
Okay.
a Fuck,
Alright,
man.
I'll eat
What
it
are
with
you
her.
talking about? She's a barbarian. Her stomach can fucking take eating you.
Pause.
That's someone's fetish.
I had to say pause.
Gobbling you.
That's a roll 34.
Yeah,
if I've
she
ever
is
seen
just
one.
eating it without a fucking thought behind her eyes. As for it, it's a strange plant. It's very easily a derivative of something you might see on the Empire, but it has been slightly changed from exposure and blight shore to a way that doesn't quite make any logical sense. You can tell because of your nature check, they are not nutrient dense. They are very quickly grown by whatever means, and that there is an element of magic about them. Either ambient magic they absorb growing on the Blight Shore, or maybe they're grown magically. You're not sure, but there is magic. They're not very good nutrient-wise, but it seems to be if you were to assume it, everything else, the cheapest food someone could provide for free.
Yeah,
In
so it
Rock
doesn't
Hold.
seem like something that's gonna cause me any problems if I eat it.
Yeah, it's not going to cause any problems. It's just like
It's an interesting thing.
you're expecting
Turns out
like
Aaron
a
is
good
deathly allergic to this
portobello, and
very
it's
one
half
mushroom.
the calorie of a normal portobello. And
Okay,
it kinda
I'll eat them
tastes
all, and I'll
like your meat.
definitely,
Fat
I'll
ass.
definitely, is the person we met last night the person who feeds us in the morning? Okay,
They're
I
probably
definitely,
close to end of their like shift or whatever.
I
but-
definitely pass him 2 copper, and just go. Just without any words, without even looking at him, I just stick my hand out. In that, I have money under here. Passes under,
They move, clasps
I
the
will-
hand, bows.
and I will thank you for the stay, and I will proceed out of the church.
You as well.
As we're eating, I ask Ingrid, so you have any plans after this mission, or what's your schedule like nowadays?
You're free for
We're
a day.
going.
I'll be quite honest, I've mostly only thought about this. I want to try helping as much as I can with the Kenku and people getting out of the Scourgers.
Hmm.
When that no longer needs me. I plan on finding the Sharons again. I believe they went to Vasselheim. Doing the normal. I've got about how long has it been? It's, less than a year before the next time I have to be in Von Braun.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
we should go back.
got some time before then, and so I hope to finish this, find a Sharons. If not, then I'll find them back at Von Braun.
Let's see.
Right, so
what-
we were heading to the docks. So who's heading there? I'm fine going again.
I guess we
Andrew.
all are.
I'm going.
Is everyone going to the docks?
I guess so.
Sure.
Alright. Crew makes their way over to East Ruthole's docks. Here in the morning, there's still been like a somewhat steady stream of ships that kind of come in and come out of the docks at this point. It's kind of surprising. Like, this dock has a fair amount of activity. This is, despite Rothhold not being the size of the Mali, has equivalent port power. and you do notice like there are ships anchored on coast that appear to be of the revelries. As you approach, though, what do? You see docks to head out, lots of moorings, places for ships to tie and unload, as well as many in the bay.
Should we have a kind of like a sweeping party? Like some people go here, some people go here. Why do you guys want to do this?
We should try to cover as much ground as possible.
Agreed.
We should have at least in each group we should have at least one of our more
Sending casters.
yes, and talkative people.
Why? Oh, yeah,
Right,
totally.
I'll be with Ingrid. Sounds good.
Chris, looking around, do I see any? Do I see the ship that I dealt with before?
You do not. You recall that they were leaving like that day.
That day. Do I see any like the lower, not the high up, not the high high class ships, but the
Some.
lower, like the everyman ship?
Yeah, you find a few of them. They are mostly the ones that have like moored actually to the docks here, whereas the bigger ships are taking smaller ships they have on board and rowing them out to the docks. So you do head over, you find there is a captain of one vessel that is currently like drinking his morning coffee, legs kicked up, while some of his sailors begin to prep the vessel. He takes a glance over to you, and as you look to him, he gives kind of an up nod, a wave, and kind of assumes that is it at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk over and greet him.
Yeah.
Captain,
No.
how's business today?
Fine. I'm not
Fine.
complaining. Yeah.
Same as it always is.
Yeah.
Same as it ever was.
I mean this as politely as possible. Why are you talking to me?
We're just we're looking for fuck, what was it? Give me 1 minute.
Keep the conversation going.
We're just I'm looking. My friends and I are looking for wondering if you have any information to trade, actually.
Roll persuasion check.
Okay, let's see. Persuasion. 16. Fuck.
Not bad.
It's not good either.
It's not terrible.
He kind of like
I rolled a 3.
Oh.
kind of gives a frown for. Listen, trading secrets is good way to bolt in your back. Find someone else with looser lips, but not me.
All right. I'll just
Hate
Alright,
you.
yeah, no, I'll just fine, whatever, walk off. Walk back to the group. I lost that fucking roll.
Meanwhile, the other group. What is your? Or I believe the other group is just Anavir and Ingrid.
Yes.
Unless someone else is tagged.
Far.
I went with Savari, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. Anavir and Ingrid.
We look around, kind of keeping an eye super open for the details that I've been giveth for
Okay.
this other person that has the shaved sides and all this.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Okay. Guidance.
No more fun music, Chris.
No, not out here.
We get-
Unfortunately.
Rats with wings.
Yep.
Great.
Unfortunately,
Fucking
you do find the specific individual you're looking for. There's occasions where you kind of see like the belt across the side. Oh, but they don't have the scarf. And oh, that person does have a scarf. Oh, but no tattoos. And like all four of them never match on the same person.
I got 24. Or, correction, 23. Yeah, 23.
Still negative.
Ah. Shit.
Ingrid kind of glancing over is not that good at this part of the job. As glances around. We are still just waiting for something to fall into our laps.
Right. Alright, you know what? Let's head to... You know what? Let's look at this boat. Let's go see the captain on this boat. I'm curious what they have any scragulars.
Starts making your way over.
Yeah. We start
This
heading.
boat, as you walk over, they are in a similar process, prepping for the morning to kind of leave the docks, get the space open, but this time the captain is also helping move some stuff. They see your arrival and they kind of eye you warily as you're walking by, but they'll initiate first.
Hello! May we discuss with you for a moment if you have the time?
I don't.
Can you make some?
Roll persuasion check.
Holy fat 3. Well, good thing persuasions are my thing. Man, good thing persuasions are my thing.
What's the roll, buddy?
Wow, as your boy, let me reread my stuff
The
here.
roll, buddy.
Any roll between 1 and 10 is automatically a 10. 1 and 9 is automatically a 10.
So it's a persuasion. So I
Wait a minute. Hold on.
have an 18.
18.
Mhm.
He
I got it too, but
kinda
it
lets
goes
out
up
a
to 10.
sigh, or hucking the box onto his deck and slides for a moment. Takes off one glove. Okay. What is it?
So, did you by any means take any workers around here? Because I'm just gonna get cut off the chase. We are looking for a Kenku. That is a dear friend.
No.
No?
I don't hire Kenku.
You don't hire Kenku? Okay.
No.
By any chance there's a guy that has this description, shaved sides, has a scar? What was it again? It wasn't a scarf, was it? Scarf?
Red scarf.
A red scarf. And arm tattoos.
Sash.
or a
red
sash.
Scarf.
Red
arm
scarf.
tattoos, shaved sides.
Shaved sides. I need to write this shit down.
Roll20 won't add reliable talent. Yeah, good to know for next time. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll keep that 16 this time, but yeah, I think I'm gonna roll my ability checks on DnD Beyond because it'll actually add my reliable talent.
You have reliable talent?
Yeah.
That would have been good to know.
On deception, performance, persuasion, and stealth.
God damn.
Oh wait, no, and intimidation,
Mhm.
perception, sleight of hand, and survival.
Let me check your.
So technically that
You have
16 should
reliable.
have been a 23, but
You have reliable talent now. It's just a toggle in the settings of your sheet. So I've enabled it. You should now have reliable talent.
Toggle.
Okay, just ignore this roll. I'm just gonna. That's it.
Yeah.
No reliable talent
Yeah.
only works if you have a shit roll, right?
Anything below
If
9.
it's anything under a 10 is a 10.
Look at that.
Okay, what was your roll, Andrew?
Wait for the persuasion.
Yes.
Oh, am I rolling another one?
Oh, what was it?
Oh, it was an 18.
Okay.
For the him going and taking the time for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He kind of thinks on it for a moment. Yeah, I'm not sold by that description, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Do tell.
pay me.
Okay. I have 2 gold pieces in front of him.
Kind of
And when Savari
It's
wants
over.
information, she breaks out the platinum.
puts his hand atop yours and a swipe takes the pieces. Okay. You're wondering about red scarf, tattoos, shaved sides.
Correct. And he's hanging around with someone. Very
I don't
close.
know who he hangs out with.
Okay. No, that's fine. You know where their whereabouts or where you last seen him?
I know who he is, okay?
Okay.
Put the rest together yourself. Name's Ramad Olgren, captain of the Shore Sunlight.
Can you put that in the chat? I'm gonna forget this.
The how we call it, limited availability goods transporter. People in the Empire call him the smuggler. Yeah,
You know he's around here right now?
no fucking clue where he is.
Gotcha. You know who?
I'm not the port authority. If you want to talk to Revelry got a person for it. Captain of Astora's Morn. Can't remember the name, but
Stora Morn. Okay. And I'm assuming they're frequently around here.
oh, they're always around. He points off to one of the ships that is anchored in harbor with the noticeable array of deck guns pointed towards harbor. Astora's Morn. Recommend not sailing up to it unless you want a cannonball, but
No.
I think someone on dock can signal for it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you for your money. Takes up the
I like
box.
that guy. He's down to the point. All right, I come back to the group, let them know that me and Ingrid are gonna head over there.
Do you want us all to go with you, or
Do you guys want to?
Savari?
Savari.
Savari.
Savari,
Yes.
Captain. Captain that can
Savari's
speak to
going.
captains. We might need your
Yes.
assistance.
Okay. Where to?
We are going to this person that is Captain Estra.
Captain of
Captain
the
of.
Astora's Morn. You don't know their name, but you know they are the captain of
They
a
are the
ship
captain.
called the Astora's Morn.
Yes.
Okay.
We're heading that direction.
All right. Lead on. I follow.
All right.
Ingrid,
Hopefully my
once you
fucking
guys have
rolls get
died
better.
to help find someone that can signal for the Astora's Morn.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't. That was what they were saying. You can't just sail up to Astora's Morn unless you want to
No,
get
we're
a
just.
cannonball, sink to the bottom of the bay.
Wait, are they out or are they docked?
They're out. Yeah.
They're out.
Their
Oh.
ship is one of these ships that is like on the outside here. That's the highlight. They're out,
1 second.
anchored,
Can you
with
highlight again?
cannons pointed towards the dock.
Oh, word. Okay.
So they are like cut off
Right.
from the land, and if anything sketchy happens, they're probably the first ones to fire.
Okay.
So after speaking,
Are they more or less than 500 feet from shore?
they are
Shoots a fireball in the sky. We surrender.
less than 500 feet if you get as close as you
He
can.
wants to.
Because they
Actually,
can't shoot at us if we're on deck.
He's gonna fucking teleport.
I'd rather
Maybe
not
save us so you can teleport
dimension
off.
door onto the heavily armed gunship.
Yeah, they might sound
Mm.
not the greatest first good greeting.
I mean, I kind of like having my fur.
So Savari, how long do you think?
Oh
they're
no,
gonna...
this is the up to 2 people only.
Right.
You were saying, Bard?
How long do you typically, say,
In the meantime,
They
quickly,
sail
what is
out there.
everyone else up to? Torin,
Mm.
Saren, Reinhardt, what are you guys up to?
I'm looking at the ships that were docked from last night.
I mean, when we stepped down, I
mean,
would have. When I stepped out, I probably would have gone and actually done the casting of commune in the morning to get some information.
So Cass and Commune, Reinhardt's staying on dock. Snyder and Torin, what are you guys up to?
I'm going with Savari and the
Going
group.
with Safari?
I would have went with Reinhardt, the dock.
Okay, you guys are staying on dock. Reinhardt, what's your perception roll?
12.
12.
Better
You
than last
notice that the ship from last night that the merchant had indicated was theirs is still on dock. As you look, you see a collection of what you assume to be revelry are currently aboard the ship and are very clearly pooling whatever's on it. There is a haphazard pile of junk, either goods or furniture, has been assembled on and off the dock, kind of split. They're ransacking that boat right now. In the meantime,
What's up?
Not sure yet.
then in the meantime, you approach a few of the revelry that are stationed here. You can notably tell they kind of operate a few of these cranes and help coordinate a small amount of the dock's actual authority. Ingrid kind of gives you the nudge. I don't know how we can speak to the captain of the Astor's Morn. You're up, you're the talker.
I've flagged down who I think is like the foreman, the lead hand or lead man.
You kind of find someone that is kind of pointing out what others should
Quartermaster
do.
or something.
Yeah. You find them. They're kind of like directing a few people one way. They're hanging near the crane on their left side. Kind of a younger individual, human in appearance, straggly beard, lightly dressed, even considering the overcast weather.
Hello. Hey.
Hey? You just come in the dock?
No, we've been here for a couple days. We were wondering if we could acquire passage to what's the name of the Astor's Morn?
Store's
Chris?
Morn.
Stores.
Store's Morn.
I'll put in chat.
Indeed.
We were wondering if we could, if there was a way for us to acquire passage to the Astor's Morn. We would, myself and my traveling companions would like to have a requirement.
You want to speak to the captain?
Yes. Yes, if that's possible.
Yeah, sure, we can do that for you. He gestures over for someone. Hey, rowboat out to Store's Morn. Takes only a few minutes for a few people to grab the rowboat, pushing it into the water. One person takes the oars and they gesture. 4 of you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems so.
Perfect. The four of you board the vessel and are paddled out for a few minutes out to the store's morn. As you come closer, the individual kind of gives a signal and waves to one of those on deck, and a ladder is thrown down for you all to climb up.
Oh,
Alright.
Savari,
Pirates of the Caribbean's
the-
theme song.
The rower, I offer 5 silver to for the
Yeah.
Oh god, what happened to my window?
That's very nice of you, Savari.
Yeah, no, I mean, what the fuck is going on with my window? Jesus Christ.
they take the money,
Yeah.
but there is this kind of mixed look on their face, though, of kind
For
of a
the
mix of a
service of rowing
scowl,
over.
and like there's an appreciative sense to the expression, but there's still somewhat of a scowl. They take the money and stash it onto their person. I like the warmest reception to giving money to someone if you've ever seen. But
Okay. Alright, we climb up the ladder.
climb up Savari. Being someone that is acquainted with both air and water vehicles, roll for me a quick history check if you would.
History. There we go. Off that 4.
Fast forward. The most like this ship is kind of foreign to you, the way it's constructed. It's not like your normal, and you might know what type of style it is, but it's slipping your mind. What you do know is that this is what many would consider to be a ship of the line. One of the top dogs, essentially, of a navy.
Yeah, no. You don't have to roll very high to know what a freaking ship of the line looks like.
It helps when you kind of climb up the ladder and see the decks.
Yeah.
As you climb aboard, there is a standing kind of vigil, unlike the other ships that are kind of hustling, bustling because of this ship's anchored status. There's a few tables on deck, mostly people equipped with crossbows and rifles, settled on the main deck. There's no cannons here, all the cannons are on the below decks. As you arrive, you hear a woman's voice call out to you from towards the wheel, towards the captain's side of the vessel. Up here! I heard you were looking to speak with me.
Yes. Yes, we were. I start walking up.
So
Everyone else follows.
Yeah.
Ingrid does as well. As you walk over, you
I'm
see.
looking around. A little bit.
A real quick perception check. As you
I am.
walk her, as you see the captain, tiefling, red skin, black hair, cranial. Trying to remember the name. Cranial horns that go from the forehead out, spiking up backwards and pointed up. Typical bandit, pirate attire, cut sleeves, and a very fancy coat jacket thrown over a loose white shirt and a bandolier that straps it all together. 3 pistols across her chest, 2 more at their side, as well as daggers. What's your perception roll?
11 from me and
Flappy is a sonar looking around.
not Flappy in this case. It's
Oh.
2.
Meanwhile, you notice there is somewhat of a sense of this isn't foreign for people to visit the ship. So people aren't paying you particular mind during your visit. There's people keeping a watch on you because you're about to speak to the captain and you're on their ship, but it's
Right.
not like full force attention.
Yeah.
Right,
I got
everybody's
that.
looking at us.
Who got a nat 20?
All right.
So 23.
Who's hovering over the air and glancing down at the scene?
Who's a UAV at this point?
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point.
Ship is situated in a very good spot for hitting vessels that are attempting to escape. Because not just do they have to cut across, but they have to go either up the coast of Blightshore, which might not be very preferable, or go down south. And the ship is angled in a way that it can catch them on that swing back, or they have to continue to expose themselves to the main guns. So they're very clearly trying to catch as many people as possible that would attempt to flee and fly south.
This
So-
ship is guarding the place, isn't it?
It guards the main port. It seems to have its attention also towards the other vessels. On that note, you do note that there's almost somewhat of a queue of ships as they pull in, and other smaller vessels are stopping them, kind of passing by, and there's a brief exchange between the crews before the passing in vessel is taken fully into harbor and they're allowed to anchor or go to more on dock. But there's a queue of ships as they pull in. They always have to stop by these two ships that are coincidentally in range of Astora's Mort.
Okay.
Captain
So-
glances to you, locks eyes you far before reaching a hand forward to shake yours.
Offer my hand.
Captain Thang,
Shake,
at your service.
Shake handshake between captains, actually.
Is that so?
Yes.
What's your vessel?
She's called the Wyvern's Claw, and she very seldomly sees water.
Oh, okay. That explains why I don't recognize the name.
Yes. This is quite a fine ship.
I thank you. Stole it myself.
Nice.
Where do you wish to speak to me?
Damn, that's not a lie.
Yes, actually. We're actually searching. We're actually looking for someone. We were told that he was seen with Annabir. What was the description of him again?
We are looking for Captain Remed? Is that
Ramad.
Ramad.
Ramad
A lot of Olgrin.
Algren?
Okay. Captain of Shore Sunlight. Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yes.
Okay, he's a frequent around here, member of the Revelry. Why are you looking for him?
We're looking for a
We're
lost
not-
friend,
Yes.
essentially here, and we're just trying to
Last we
discuss
heard,
with him.
they were
Really,
with
it's just
him.
to get him back to.
With him. Okay, well,
Or rather, in his company.
no Ramad, that can mean a few things. They could have smuggled themselves halfway across Exandria by now if they were the cargo. Or who else? Guess you'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
Would you be able to point us in the right direction, Captain?
It's possible. But I recognize, it's important to you.
Yes, quite.
Very.
Well, I have some things need doing around Rothold.
We actually have a knack for taking care of things.
That's great.
Reinhardt, I'm not pleased with this.
I'm typically stuck to the ship. I don't have time to go into the city itself. Scratch my back, I scratch yours, Captain.
Between captains, yes.
Of course, Captain. Anyways,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is this resized? Fucking goddamn it!
okay.
Hold on. I'm just setting up my fucking windows again. There we go.
Well, what would you
I've
have
got
us
it so
do?
it's like one window is half the screen, the other window's half the screen. It keeps resizing them randomly.
I got a simple request.
Huh?
Practical
Name it.
woman, practical captain. Got a little issue, and it's called mages. They have a knack for burning ships down and generally being able to fling fire at things made of wood.
That's a
Now,
problem.
They do have a tendency of doing that.
That
Yeah, the
can
Revelry,
sometimes be an
though.
issue.
They got ways to deal with magic. I've been one partial to share it. I kind of want a little bit of that protection. My ships out here, you know, the ones actually bringing in some of the lifeblood of Rothold.
It's a fair request. I mean,
Yeah,
they should
I think it is
honestly,
fair.
they should be providing it.
Damn straight.
I take it they wouldn't
Happens, we
be
get no
giving
respect,
of it
you know?
freely.
I'm not asking you to kill someone for it. I just know there's a few independent people within Rothold. Somewhere within Carn Hill. Not associated with the Revelry of Myriad, mage types. I just need you to go over there, take what they got. They have spell books, scrolls, and the like. We need them on this ship so we can study and prepare.
Okay.
We're not going to get that fancy spell breaking that they got over with the Myriad, but I want to be prepared for what the mages could throw at us. You investigate those Carn Hill people, take their scrolls, focus. I don't care if it's magical, bring it over.
I think we can
Done
manage
deal.
that.
We can manage that.
We'll bring over what we can. Absolutely.
Anything that's magical. If it helps, come back to me, throw me a wand. I'm going to know you ripped me off. I need their spell books and scrolls mainly.
I think we can
Magical types got them.
Scrolls and books.
Yeah,
We-
we can manage that. We'll
I turned to Savari. If we plan this properly, it should take us some time, but I think it should be possible.
Oh yeah, no, we can manage this. This isn't a problem.
Though I
Well,
don't
like-
want to rope in everyone, of course. You have some information about them, other than
I don't know too much about them because they're on the mainland and I'm here out on the ocean. All I know is I hear rumor of a few independent scholarly folk are investigating the ruins of Carn Hill. Not really my prerogative to inquire why, but I hear magical folk independent, and I know it's no issue if we just take what's theirs. Especially if it's, no offense, done by a third party that can't be tracked back to me.
We won't be.
Cyrus'
taking it,
face
we'll
is
be
covered, but it
liberating
is one of displeasure.
it. No, yeah, that's not a problem. We will. We'll handle this for you.
Perfect. Do that, and I'll tell you one of my favorite smugglers are. I think it's quite a fair trade, if you ask me.
I think it's more than fair.
That's what
Yeah.
I like to hear. Well, I tell you enjoy the sights, but Raho's not much of a sight. Lucidity Ocean's quite boring right now, so you can get off my ship whenever you please.
I thank her. Head back down to the ladder. Admire the ship a bit, and then head back down to the boat.
Alright. They're still there. Guy's pretty much been just hanging on to the ladder. Keep his rowboat where it is. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before you head back to Rothold? Alright. You all paddle back to
Rumble,
Rothold for
rumble.
your new information. In the meantime, Saren, you have wanted to commune.
Yep.
Where were you communing during this time?
I would have just sat on a bench or something like that near the port.
Easy enough to find.
And I definitely would have just had my head slightly down. And because like we just keep everything ready to go. As I had that previous pickpocket looking at me before, this time I'll have my war pick and I'll just set it down. So it's kind of between my legs, but it would the silvered handle would so I'd be kind of sitting like this, and the
Yeah.
war pick would just be right there coming up, and you could just see the end of it, which would look like a leather-bound steel rod, just with a tip at the end. So you would be like, "Oh, got it. That's a weapon. Understood." And I would just sit there.
You're confident it will give the impression that not just are you in a more opportune location for self-defense with a lot of people around as well, but you have a weapon out, so You're pretty
my
confident
shield-
that no one is going to.
Shield would be on the back, Warpick would be right here, and I'd be in a giant suit of.
If someone did try to hit him, it probably wouldn't even do anything.
No, it probably wouldn't. It'd be like a ha.
As you sit there and focus, you finish the communion, the ritual going off. You kind of, your eyes are pulled forward and you glance and you see a section far off from the city and ocean. Overcast weather begins to form and a twilight area forms at the horizon.
Is the Kenku working with one of the ships at this port?
Looking forward at the horizon many miles away, you see the clouds that are dense begin to part ever so slightly for just a few moments, and light hits and strikes the ocean, confirming yes.
To double check, in my head, this ocean, does it at all look anything like the port near me?
Yeah, it's just the horizon. It's basically, it's just the flavor of the spell. Usually it's
Okay,
like around
okay.
twilight. This is just all the way at the horizon. You were seeing,
Okay, I just
like,
wanted to double check if she was giving me any other hints about information. So that would be yeah.
He drops a
I mean,
pin,
she's welcome.
drops a Google Map pin.
She's welcome to do what she wants. She is a god. Okay. So definitely working on one of the ships here at the port. Are we being followed by the not the Volstruckers, the other ones.
Cerberus Assembly.
The Cerberus Assembly. My brain was like, fuck. Yeah, Cerberus Assembly. Are we being followed by the Cerberus Assembly?
the portion of light covers and darkness hits that section of the horizon, confirming no.
Is Raven Ball after the Sage or the Kenku?
The weather stays quite the same in that section, with tumultuous weather, and it's unsure.
When I open my eyes, I'll kind of take a quick.
You were already kind of glancing forward,
Yeah,
to look at the horizon.
I definitely feel though like I would blink and just kind of like click back in. It's like I just like hold on, let me get back into my car before I start driving. And then it's like I got into the car and I'm like,
no one's fucking trying this time. As you look around, there's not a soul.
Did I see anyone and did I look at someone and they went, nope, no.
The most that would ever happen is someone kind of glanced over with that like thieving. Oh, is this person? No. Is it no?
No. Got it.
He's the same
Did
guy.
I see the
He goes, "Oh,
same
God,
guy
no."
and he went, no. Do I see anyone on purpose walking aggressively away and being like, that guy looks familiar?
Also, this isn't the Myriad's territory on the docks, right? The docks is the Revelry.
Correct.
Right?
It seems that the Myriad control the inner city, the docks and ocean are controlled by the Revelry.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
So it's water thieves.
While we're on the rowboat, I asked Ingrid, what's your thoughts on this mission?
This is
Where's Mordecai?
Mordecai's with Reinhardt and Torin.
Oh yes, 2 times the will on the mission.
don't know if it is clear, but I don't quite do stealing or sneaking in general. I mean, if I'm with you, I can hang out in the back in case it turns violent and kill someone, but
Okay.
otherwise I would just be a detriment. But it is good. This is progress. We
Yeah.
know who we're
No, we're-
after, and we
It's
have
a lead.
We have
a
a
lead.
lead.
Yes.
It's better than, hop into bars kind of hoping something will happen, right? So.
Exactly. It is a progress. I just hope that this Captain Tang is
To
this is
its
the only
word.
thing we do for them.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I'm not really a fan of the idea of stealing. But
I hope I didn't just agree to stealing from the assembly. Which, I have a look at Savari. We might have just agreed to stealing from the assembly.
yeah, me and Ingrid will be outside. You guys.
Though, to
You
be
guys are more
honest, I have been
stealthy.
itching for this lately.
I mean,
If I plan it properly, you let us plan,
But
it should be fine.
on that note, though, from earlier, knowing that after this mission you have all kinds of things, so you think you would be free a few days to hang out somewhere?
I mean, yes, it says so long as this doesn't go all the way until I need to be back at the castle, then yes, I have a few days.
Awesome. Because I got some things to show you. My God, it's been so long.
What's to show me?
It's a surprise. I promise you, you'll love it. Let's just wait after the mission. I promise
I'm
you.
not
It's a
surprised.
surprise.
know exactly what he's talking about.
No.
It's a good thing Snyder's face is covered. He wouldn't be able to hide it.
But okay, I will see if you actually surprise me.
I'm kind of curious if I'll surprise you too, but we'll see.
In the meantime, Reinhardt, Mordecai, and Torin, is there anything you guys want to do at this time?
Not really. I'm just hanging out with Reinhardt.
Have a drunk.
I just keep an eye over at the revelry at the ship, keeping eyeing on it. And
Staying 6 feet apart. Okay. Yeah.
Those are the guys you don't like?
yeah, those are the guys I don't like. Wonder what they're doing over there.
A few nods. That eventually the parties all reconvene after a
yeah.
little bit. What was that?
I suppose I'll be like, guys, should we go back to the tower for the moment, or do you want to continue? It's still morning, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's still morning. Not much time has
Let's
passed.
go back to the tower, and I'll do a quick aerial check. Without us going there, we can find out exactly what we need to do first.
As you kind of make your way, the tower at the Luxon
Let's
Chapel,
get
right?
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get food first on the way there.
Make your way back. Your familiar flying off towards Carn Hill to see if they can see anything.
When I get back to the church or the tower, really, I'll just cast Arcane Eye,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll take a.
Okay.
We have
So-
plenty of time.
Well, make your way from docks towards Luxon Chapel.
you know, we'll discuss it there.
Alright. And as you guys head off, that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Thank you very
Well,
much, guys.
Thank
Indeed.
you,
Indeed.
Chris.
All right.
We have a lead.
I'm glad we have a
Yes, you
lead.
many leads.
Yeah, we have a few leads now. Shit.
Already good. I gotta head off.
I
Alright.
consistently
Oh,
roll.
Well, for those that are watching, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't checked out the description below, what are you doing with your lives? You should totally check it out. It has amazing things like Swift Lifestyles, my channels, links below. Leave a follow. You know.
I think I will.
I don't think I will. But yes, if you guys enjoy, do hit that follow button. And we stream every Wednesday of D&D and such like so. And yeah, if anybody's got something to say, you know.
Bye.
All right, we're heading off. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.